there is still
Yes.
So there were obviously some disappointing reactions to Wednesday's scrub, but let's take a look at how people are getting excited for today's attempt. Let's roll.
Ready for takeoff.
I'm ready to launch America.
3, 2, 1, go!
Ready for liftoff?
And beyond. I hope you guys make it safe to the space
I mean, how fun is that video? I think I will definitely have to attempt the worm after this, but just really glad to see everyone in good spirits leading into today's second launch attempt, and I really hope everybody will have something to smile about. And with that, let's head back to Lauren. Lauren. Let's head back to Lauren. Lauren.
I really love seeing the little kids get excited. I know my 3-year-old is super excited. She's got an astronaut sleeping bag, and she loves the body of the bag is a
people out there that are so interested in our conversation about the worm and the
We hear you loud and clear over here at the Littee Committee. Why the fuck is it delaying like that? Why is it picking up?
Ground segment, Dragon, loud and clear.
Ground segment, loud and clear. Stand by for com check by launch control.
Dragon, launch control and countdown 1. Com check. Dragon, launch control and countdown 1. Com check.
Launch control, Dragon, loud and clear. Launch control, Dragon, loud and clear.
Dragon, Chief Engineer on countdown 1. Com check. Dragon, Chief Engineer on countdown 1. Com check.
Chief Engineer, Dragon, we've got you loud and clear, Bala. Chief Engineer, Dragon, we've got you loud and clear.
Chief Engineer, loud and clear. This completes the Falcon 9 responsible engineer. Com check. This completes the Falcon.
Comms checks there, and so everything.
Chief Engineer on Dragon to ground.
Fuck is going on?
to a space program that you yourself have held in such high regard your entire life. I would say that the biggest challenge you're actually surrounded by such a hostile environment. So remaining vigilant both day to day to have that appreciation that you wake up with every day, and then also being vigilant knowing that things could take a turn for the worse at any time and you have to be ready to react to that. So it's a great privilege, but it also comes with great responsibility.
You came to NASA days of the shuttle program and you flew on the Russian Soyuz. What does it mean to have this private capability to fly astronauts to the station?
Well, I think it's just a great innovation in terms of our partnerships. You know, when we started out, it was individual countries pursuing space exploration. That on launch day, astronauts are sometimes the most calm people in the room. And I found that to be true on my launch day, too. I think it's kind of this career culmination of everything you've learned, everything you've dreamed of, and you know that it's coming together in that day and that you're going to finally do what you're prepared to do, execute the mission, and it just really brings a sense of calm and readiness.
NASA astronaut Christina Cook, always an honor to hear from you.
Thank you. Great to be with you.
Well, once Bob and Doug arrive at the station, NASA astronaut Chris Cassidy will be ready to welcome them on board. So in anticipation of their launch, he had this message for them.
Hello, everyone. I'm astronaut Chris Cassidy, commander of Expedition 63 on board the International Space Station, flying 250 miles above the Earth. Like you, I'm excited about today's launch and the possibilities it will bring to America and to the world. But also, I'm very excited that two close friends will be arriving and joining the crew. I had the privilege of flying with Doug Hurley on both of our first shuttle missions back in 2009. Together, we came to the International Space Station and helped construct the amazing facility that it is today. Although this will be my first mission with Bob, it was my honor to follow him as the chief of the office when he left back in 2015 to begin training for this amazing mission. Personally, I've been very fortunate to fly in two different spacecraft. Launching from America on the shuttle, and most recently launching from Kazakhstan in the Soyuz. But I can't tell you how exciting it is to know that we're once again launching Americans from the coast of Florida. And finally, here's a story I'd like to share with you. Back in 1981, John Young and Bob Crippen launched on Space Shuttle Columbia, the very first space shuttle flight, marking the last time we flew Americans on a brand new vehicle. With them, they flew an American flag, representing America's technical prowess. 30 years later, that same flag was flown to the International Space Station. This flag remains here today, waiting for Bob and Doug. Our flag means so many things to our country. Take this very special flag home to Earth, where it awaits its next journey to the cosmos. In a few years, the first Orion crew will take this flag with it around the moon. All of this starts today. I'll be watching outside the window along with everyone else in America and around the world. I can't wait to look out the window and see my friends on close approach. Go Falcon 9, go Dragon, and go Bob and Dunn. Go Dragon, and go Bob and Dunn.
Live look at Launch Complex 39A at Kennedy Space Center in Florida, where we are T-minus 1 hour, 41 minutes, 58 seconds and counting from liftoff of the Falcon 9 rocket carrying Crew Dragon with astronauts Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley strapped inside. We can see some raindrops on the screen there. It looks like rain coming down at the pad, but we're still monitoring weather, and it sounds like there's going to be another decision point before they start fueling the Falcon 9 rocket, which is scheduled to happen at about T-minus 35 minutes. So we just heard a little bit about where they're headed. If the weather cooperates today, to the International Space Station. Leland, you've been there twice, and I know just from what you've told us, it's this Leviathan in space and the site of so much important work and partnerships happening.
Right. Chris Cassidy is up there floating in the Columbus laboratory that I installed, or our team of us installed on STS-122. And I think about, using this robotic arm that was made in Canada. The European Space Agency built the Columbus laboratory, and my job was to use that arm and attach it to the International Space Station. And as it was getting closer and closer, the motion just stopped. And I'm like, what is going on? And that spring force stalled out the motion. And Peggy Whitson was behind me, and she said, Leland, there's some commentary. Weather update, I think.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
Hey, Doug, we're still waiting for a weather update expected at 18 Zulu. Therefore, the next assessment will be closer to the propellant load time. We are currently no-go on launch weather, but we are showing an expected clear of 1830 Zulu.
Okay, copy all. Thanks for the update. Okay, copy all. Thanks for the update.
So we just heard if they were to launch right now, the weather would be no-go. However, it sounds like there may be an opportunity if the weather clears, as it sounds like they expect it may. So again, we're gonna keep listening as we continue talking. If we start to hear any kind of chatter, especially if it's about the weather, we're gonna do our best to quiet down so that we don't step on that and everyone can hear it along with us. But Leland, you were just talking about the work on station, and Peggy Whitson was getting ready to tell you something.
Well, so the Columbus laboratory is stalled out. It's about to be attached, and there were 10,000 people waiting. Their job security depended on me installing this thing properly.
Right.
And Peggy said, Leland, push just a little bit harder on the hand controller, and all 4 ready-to-latch indicators went green. At 17,500 miles per hour while listening to Sade's Smooth Operator. It blew my mind. It was Smooth Operator, right?
What an appropriate song for this
I know.
job, too, right?
Wow, does she know? She knows now.
Yeah. And Dan Tani actually changed the song from Smooth Operator to Arm Operator. So you see Arm Operator.
Love it. Love it. And Leland, you actually, we were in another taped segment when you got a text from Drew Foystel. Can you share that with us?
Yeah, Drew Foystel is a good friend. Just sent me a text saying that the families say hello to all who are watching and thank the nation and the world for their support and interest. And Chris Ferguson just actually sent me a text. He was the commander on STS-1 and one of my classmates from the 1998 class. And he says, way to go, Godspeed on Crew Dragon.
That's awesome. It's great to hear those. Thank you guys for watching and everybody following along at home. I mean, the COVID-19 situation has been just a tough time for people stuck inside, homeschooling their kids, still trying to do their jobs, and so it's really cool to be able to watch this happening. And we see the pad closeout team. Looks like they are getting ready, or they've left the white room and they've already come down the crew access arm, so they are getting ready to leave the pad now. And we are going to go now to the Operations and Support Building 2, where Daryl Nail is standing by with NASA's Chief of Staff to talk to us a little bit about some of NASA's ambitions beyond the International Space Station and its work with the Commercial Crew Program. Daryl?
Yeah, that's right. We're here in the mission briefing room at the top of Operations and Support Building here, where there's a lot of important people that are gathering to watch the launch here. And one of those people, it's not me, by the way, one of those people that is important is Gabe Sherman, NASA's Chief of Staff. We appreciate you being here.
Hey, thanks for having me, Daryl.
You got kind of the insight of what's coming down the pike here at NASA. So, of course, today is Commercial Crew. We're focused on that, seeding the commercial market. But what's off in the horizon for NASA?
Well, I'll just tell you, it's an incredibly exciting time to be at NASA, and you know this. I mean, you're here every day. But whenever you think about what we're doing with Commercial Crew, in the horizon in July, we're launching Mars Perseverance, which is just going to be an incredible thing for us. You look at the end of this year, SLS, the largest rocket in the world, is going through testing right now, going through green run testing, and we're hoping maybe by the end of the year we can even get it right out here to the Cape, which would be just an incredible achievement for our team. So there is no shortage of things to be excited about at NASA right now.
And it feels like everything is really starting to happen here recently with everything that you just mentioned. And if we get that first Artemis launch, that could be right around the corner as well.
Oh, man, we're looking at, I think, late 2021 is what we're looking for. And so you think about SLS potentially moving from the green run to the Cape. You've got Orion finishing up its last little bit of testing. It moved from Plumbrook earlier this year, our station up there in Ohio, down to KSC. So we're looking at checking it out throughout next year. Orion at the end of 2021.
Boom right here at the Kennedy Space Center. So with Mars as the end goal, how does all of this get to that end point?
You bet. No, and I think that's what's so important about the Artemis program, right? Our long-term vision is to get to Mars. But, when you think about Artemis, everything that we're doing at the moon is helping us learn, prove out capabilities and technologies, work through the right mission durations, understand how we utilize the right mission durations, understand how we utilize the right mission durations.
Test. Why am I having delay? This is COM 1. We're checking the mics. Our communication is being a little funny. Check. We're experiencing delay in the microphones right now. As you can see, Launch America is happening. Littee Committee is getting themselves ready. All right, that gives you a nice chance to take a breather and go get some snacks or whatever. As we try to figure out what's going on with this audio. Why am I delaying is the question. The question is, why am I delaying is the question. The question is, why am I delaying? Check. Wow. To its delay factor. It's crazy right now. All right, so I need to move you up to like. All right, still testing. This is a frustrating moment right here at the com. Test. Test. Well, we had to do. Well, we had to do. We're still checking. We're still checking.
Often as I'd like. So it's just as exciting for me as it is for anybody else in this room. When you think about all the hard work that our team has put in to get us to this day, to actually come down and be a part of it with them is it's just overwhelming and incredible. So we're just a little bit excited.
All right, Gabe Sherman, NASA's Chief of Staff. We appreciate you joining us today and enjoy the launch. I certainly know you will if we're able to get that one off. We're going to toss this back now to Hawthorne, California.
Joining us now is SpaceX's Lars Blackmore to discuss SpaceX's future ambitions to visit the moon and Mars. Thanks for joining us again today for a second round.
You're welcome.
Could you tell us just a little bit about your background and what you do here at SpaceX?
Yeah, well, I'm in charge of entry and landing for Starship, which is SpaceX's next rocket after Falcon 9. And before that, I worked for many years on the same thing for Falcon. So hopefully today you'll see another one of those landings on a drone ship.
Awesome. And speaking of that, what role does reusability play in getting people to the moon and Mars in the future?
Well, it's really all about making human spaceflight affordable. And what you want for that is a 100% reusable rocket. Now, Falcon is only partially reusable, but Starship is going to be 100% reusable. And we've actually already started working with NASA on using Starship to send astronauts to the surface of the moon for the first time since 1972. Not only that, Starship will be refuelable on orbit, and the combination of those two things will let us send people basically anywhere in the solar system with more payload for less money than I think people have really been. First time we can seriously if you have no atmosphere like the moon, you do a propulsive landing burn all the way. If you have a thick atmosphere like Earth, you let the atmosphere slow you down as you float down and do a short landing burn at the end. And for Mars, which has an atmosphere but a very thin one, you do something in between the two.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds really effort put into that. Can you tell us anything about what we're working on now to get us to a point where we can do a landing like that in such a harsh environment?
Yeah, so figuring out propulsive landing is
are continuing to look good. Chris Cassidy is wrapping up his workday, and we'll be watching Bob and Doug launch here in just under an hour. So station power and communication systems are normal. Computers and networks used for monitoring Dragon's approach have been checked out, and the cabins and the station cabin's atmosphere and pressure are as expected and ready to welcome 2 new crew members aboard. Mission Control will be closely monitoring Bob and Doug's flight and checking off milestones for most of the flight, and this very same team will be coming back tomorrow to be ready when Dragon gets in range of the International Space Station and we begin integrated operations and prepare for Dragon's docking. So I'll send it back. International Space Station team here is ready for launch. Go Falcon 9, go Dragon, and Godspeed to Bob and Doug.
All right, thanks, Gary. If you are just now joining us, you picked a really good time. We're just a little over an hour to launch. And welcome to our coverage for the mission known as Demonstration Mission 2, or Demo 2. Liftoff time still holding for 3:22 p.m. Eastern. Tracking no issues with Falcon 9 or Dragon. Everything good with the range so far. We're just really keeping an eye on that weather.
Everything good
Over
in the
last
comms right here,
3
too.
hours, our crew members, Doug Hurley and Bob Benkin, donned their SpaceX suits in the historic crew quarters suit-up room. After that, they walked out of crew quarters, just as every astronaut to fly from space from this port has done since Apollo 7. And then they were transported over to the pad, where the crew members entered the SpaceX Crew Dragon spacecraft that we're looking in live.
Today is a historic launch. It will be the first time a commercially built spacecraft will launch people into orbit, and the first time the U.S. has sent people to the space station from American soil since 2011 with the retirement of the Space Shuttle program. Over the next hour, we will conduct a series of polls to get ready for launch, have Bob and Doug arm the launch escape system, and begin fueling Falcon 9. Launch is set for 3:22 p.m. Eastern. This will include a 12-minute flight to orbit and then a 19-hour flight to dock with the International Space Station tomorrow morning.
Today's mission is the culmination of years of work between teams at SpaceX and NASA. Demo 2 is going to be an end-to-end flight test starting with this launch today, going on to dock with the space station tomorrow, and then splashing down at the end of their mission. And this is going to be the final test for NASA to certify SpaceX for regular crew flights to the space station.
We've been hearing a little bit from the crew on board Dragon, which you can see on your right screen. They are currently strapped into their seats and already through communications and leak checks. They're able to follow all the milestones still ahead on those display panels just above them, getting insight into all Dragon and Falcon 9 systems as we proceed towards launch. So at T-minus 1 hour and 13 minutes, let's check in with John I for a status update on the vehicles. What's the update, John?
Thanks, Jesse. Well, not much to add to what Dan and Jesse just brought up. We've had a smooth countdown this afternoon. SpaceX team is working no issues as the pace begins to pick up here in the last 70 minutes. On Falcon 9, we did get the team on console. Earlier, you heard the comm checks between the responsible engineers and the crew. The engineers will be making calls on Ascent for the crew's benefit, so they want to make sure that they could hear them before we go. The propulsion checkouts of the first and second stages are beginning right now. We're watching them begin to go through the process, opening valves. That check will go for about another 10 minutes, and that'll be our last one until propellant loading. Now the team will assess readiness for launch with a final go-no-go poll at T-minus 45 minutes, and that'll be followed by propellant loading starting at T-minus 35 minutes. Now earlier today, Dragon operators also performed a series of checkouts of Dragon's flight systems. The spacecraft is also currently go for launch. Our NASA crew, astronauts Doug Hurley and Bob Benkin, are currently inside Dragon. The hatch is closed. The SpaceX ground crew has left the tower. The next major event for Dragon is retract to the crew access arm that you can see currently alongside the capsule. That'll happen somewhere between T-minus 45 and T-minus 42 minutes. Now the range is currently clear for launch from historic Pad 39A. The worldwide network of ground stations and the tracking and data relay satellites are ready to support Dragon as it heads into orbit. The weather, that's the one concern. We will get a weather brief at T-minus 1 hour, so just under 12 minutes from now. Currently, the ground and upper altitude winds are go, so that's one thing that we can check as green. At the current time, we did have some rain earlier that appears to have let up, but we are red on conditions for both the electric field at surface levels, lightning, and cumulus clouds. There is an expectation that a forecast that will be coming up at about T-minus 1 hour also may give us clearance of those conditions. So everything is focusing now on the weather brief at T-minus 1 hours. Also, we should hope to hear about the final check on the ascent corridor. That's the weather along the Atlantic seaboard in case Dragon had to abort on the way to space. The conditions there have been marginal, but the expectation that it would be good for launch. But we will get all of that coming up here very shortly prior to entering propellant load. Now today we are aiming for a launch at 3:22:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time, or 19 hours, 22 minutes, 45 seconds Universal Time. Once we begin loading propellant, there's no opportunity to change T0. So once propellant is loading, we're committed, and we'll get one chance at it today. But currently at T-minus 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 30 seconds, everything except the weather is go for launch.
Thanks, John, for that detailed update. We've got an extensive history now of flying Falcon 9 from the Florida coast, and just last year completed a test run of the mission. We're less than an hour from beginning here today.
The purpose of that mission was to demonstrate Dragon's capability to safely and reliably fly to and from the International Space Station. The success of Demo 1 was a really exciting moment,
Falcon
paved
9,
the way
Falcon
for
1,
today's
please,
mission to where we are today. And right now we're getting ready to fly U.S. astronauts from U.S. soil for the first time since 2011.
Dragon and Falcon 9 together have years of operational experience, or what we refer to as flight heritage. As I mentioned earlier, SpaceX has successfully completed 21 flights of Dragon to and from orbit since 2010, including 20 trips to the International Space Station. Not only have we conducted thousands of hours of testing, we've also enhanced and added a number of safety features to Dragon.
Much of what was learned with the Cargo Dragon was leveraged in the design of this new vehicle. It's fully autonomous, which means it can basically fly itself, but also features that full manual override capability just in case of emergency.
Many of the other enhancements help towards SpaceX's goal of reusability and less refurbishment time between missions. So let's take a closer look at these advancements.
Standing at almost 27 feet tall from the very bottom of the trunk to the very top of the nose cone, Crew Dragon's comprised of two main elements. You have the capsule, which is designed to hold crew and pressurized cargo, and then you have the trunk, which holds unpressurized cargo as well as having a solar array and radiator.
And the nose cone at the top of the capsule protects the docking system as well as the guidance navigation control system, or what we call GNC. The nose cone opens for docking and remains attached to the Crew Dragon spacecraft, and that's unlike the previous
system into space. That's the white part, and that uses SpaceX's new picotiling technology. The other half contains the solar cells used to charge the spacecraft's batteries.
And though we only have 2 astronauts on board today, the spacecraft is actually designed to accommodate up to 7 crew members with modular seats that can be removed and replaced by additional cargo. The seats are made of carbon fiber and are custom sized for any crew member flying on board.
The control panel centered right between the pilot and the commander seats and has those 3 touchscreen displays that gives the crew insight into Dragon and even the ability to operate the vehicle and fly it manually.
And finally, our Super Draco launch escape system is a key safety feature of Crew Dragon, giving the crew the ability to safely escape from the time of launch all the way to orbit.
And as we look to the future beyond this test flight later this year, the first operational crewed mission for NASA will take place. NASA astronauts Mike Hopkins.
Commander, review your launch commit criteria and indicate readiness at the appropriate time. Step 5469 for propellant load and launch.
That's a good sign. That was the launch director. We're getting ready to pull the teams as we move towards that go, no go for propellant loading, which happens at about 45 minutes before launch. But back to our Crew 1 mission, NASA astronauts Mike Hopkins, Victor Glover, and Shanna Walker, and Suichi Noguchi of the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, or JAXA, were chosen to support this mission. Again, it's called Crew 1.
But today, Doug Hurley is the spacecraft commander for this mission. He previously flew on 2 space shuttle missions as the pilot on STS-127 and STS-135, which was the final space shuttle flight. Here's a closer look at Doug Hurley.
Excited?
Very excited. Yeah, very excited.
You feel ready? Still pumped?
Oh yeah, I think we're ready. I think we're certainly ready.
Joining the SpaceX Demo 2 test. He is a Marine Corps colonel and test pilot. He was selected as an astronaut in 2000. He piloted Space Shuttle Endeavour and Atlantis for STS-135, the final space shuttle mission. Introducing NASA astronaut Doug Hurley.
It's a life-changing process in so many ways to fly into space. It's just overwhelming in some respects. Just the sensations, the rumbling, the shaking, the acceleration. My name is Doug Hurley, and I'm the spacecraft commander for the Demo 2 mission to the International Space Station. This will be the first time the Dragon had a crew on board, and so there's a myriad of objectives we want to achieve for this mission. What would work on orbit, what might not work on orbit, what would definitely work. To be able to just have the entire integrated team that's going to support us getting to and from space station, it was really neat being part of it. You know, we are the lucky ones that get to fly it, but we certainly not for 1 second take for granted the amount of effort that so many other people had to put into this to make it successful.
For Doug personally, he's worked so hard, I mean, through his entire life, to get to where we are right now. As a test pilot, this would be the dream to fly a new vehicle. So it makes me so happy to see that he gets to be part of this mission, the spacecraft commander. I'm just glad to see his hard work and his dream come true for that.
It's been a long road in a lot of ways for not only us, but certainly for all the folks that work in the commercial crew program, as well as SpaceX in our case, just working to get to this point.
We're a little over 1 hour, 3.5 minutes away from launch. Now let's learn a little bit more about the man sitting next to Doug Hurley inside Dragon, NASA astronaut Bob Behnken.
My career at NASA has kind of spanned a couple of decades at this point. I arrived with the class of 2000, went through the training program, primarily focused on the Space Shuttle and the International Space Station, learning those systems. Having launched a couple times on vehicles, you know, the second time was definitely different than the first time. You can feel a little bit guilty of, hey, should I study one more thing, or is there one more piece of information I should get? Am I really prepared or not? So that's definitely different between where I was on my first flight and where I'm at right now.
For me personally, as a spouse, watching everything that Bob has put into this over the last 5 years, the dedication that he's shown, the perseverance is pretty special. For both of us, though, the way our minds work, it won't be until sort of the mission is complete that you have really a chance to savor it and celebrate it. This is a huge accomplishment for an Air Force flight test engineer to be part of the demonstration mission of a brand new vehicle. It's going to be amazing.
Without a partner that has that same appreciation, I think it can be challenging for some folks. There's a lot of work and a lot of time that takes away from family that that my spouse appreciates, and I love her for that. On a deeply personal level, I'm really excited that my son is get a chance to see me launch into space. Being an astronaut has been a little bit of an abstraction thing for him because he's seen me do it in old videos, but he hasn't seen me do it for real. And so I'm excited for him to see this launch. Really, my role on the Demo 2 mission is to make sure that we get this vehicle tested and evaluated so that we can move on to more operational missions at the International Space Station. We've got a lot of objectives on board the vehicle that we need to accomplish to really make sure that it's good to go. We'll make sure all those systems are working during the test flight so that the future missions will have them available even if they don't plan to utilize them. Through years of the NASA team, I'm helping to share that experience and teaching them the lessons that we've learned by going through this. Now there's another capability in the U.S. besides NASA to operate something of this magnitude. I want to thank the entire Commercial Crew Program team that's worked together to get to this point where we've got vehicles in the launch pad ready to head to the International Space Station.
If we look even further into the not-so-distant future, flying on a mission to space will be an option for more people as SpaceX plans to also fly private astronauts on board Dragon. Earlier this year, SpaceX signed an agreement with the space tourism company Space Adventures to fly up to 4 passengers on an orbital trip aboard Dragon as early as next year. And of course, it's NASA that is making private astronaut missions to the space station a possibility. We are looking forward to these missions, and we hope that you guys are all too.
All right, we are just 20 seconds away from T-minus 1 hour. This is going to be a really big moment that everyone's going to want to listen to. We're expecting a weather update, obviously hoping that the weather is improving. And so we should find out in the next 10 seconds or so. So we're going to stand by for a moment and wait for the Corps to give Bob and Doug a call, and then we'll all hear the latest.
SpaceX, we're at T-minus 1 hour. You are go for Section 6. When ready, report go for launch.
We'll put it in work.
And that right there was a call for the crew to refer to some of their procedures. They do some final checks. You can see them checking harnesses, checking helmets, just making sure that they're strapped in and ready to go. And once they're done with that, the crew will report their readiness for launch.
SpaceX Dragon in 6.4. Bob and I are go for launch.
Copy, go for launch. And next up will be go no GoPro at T-minus 45.
Dragon copies.
All right, the crew is go for launch. So we are inside of 1 hour, still waiting for the weather update. But I mean, this day is one for the history books. We're returning crewed launches to station from American soil on American rockets. It's been almost 9 long years since we retired the space shuttle program. I remember that day. I'm going to remember this day. It's been a long road to get here, countless hours by thousands of dedicated professionals from NASA and SpaceX.
It's been an exciting week, but this last final hour is just so exciting right now. Today's mission will be Crew Dragon's second test flight and its first test with humans on board. It's been an awesome countdown so far. Weather, we're still waiting for that update, so it's still a watch item, but the crew is go for launch. So at T-minus 45 minutes, hopefully we'll get an update on that weather.
We've had a really clean countdown so far. It started with suit up just over 3 hours ago. The SpaceX team helping Bob and Doug put on their suits, conducting initial checkouts, including an initial pressure and leak check before they got to the actual walkout. And all of that done in that operations and checkout facility. The crew walkout was where Bob and Doug gave their final goodbyes to friends and family gathered outside the operations and checkout building before they began that roughly 20-minute ride to pad 39A. Really touching moment, saying goodbye to their family, both their wives and sons right in front of them.
Yeah, a very touching moment.
It's incredible to be able to watch these moments.
And as they got into their Teslas, we got to watch them ride all the way to the pad, and we got some great footage there. And as you can see on your screen, this is some playback from earlier of them getting into those Teslas, about to make that drive down to the pad. And once they got to the pad, they did take a minute to take in the sights, and they headed up the fixed service structure to begin the process called crew ingress, where Bob and Doug entered. And there you can see on your screen as they're coming through the crew access arm, entering the white room right before they are able to ingress into the vehicle there. Again, this was from earlier.
Yeah, this all from earlier. And as we said, that white room, the last place on planet Earth they're standing before they climb into Dragon for the ride uphill. SpaceX carrying over a tradition that NASA had where that was traditionally the room from Gemini, Apollo, and the space shuttle, that last place. About 30 minutes ago, we're back with some live video here. The team was able to close Dragon's hatch with Bob and Doug safe inside. So we are under an hour ago. Things are going to pick up as we get close to that go, no go to begin propellant loading and then arming the launch escape system.
The crew pull for readiness was completed at T-minus 60 minutes, and the Dragon pull for prop load is coming up here in just about 30 seconds at T-minus 55 minutes. And then following that will be T-minus 45 minutes will be the internal mission control Hawthorne pull, and then the launch director's pull for propellant loading. When we get to about T-minus 40 minutes, the crew access arm will retract, and Bob and Doug will get the call to close their visors and arm the launch escape system. This is the automated system in place that can fire the 8 Super Draco thrusters on Dragon to quickly separate the crew from the rocket, either on the pad or during the flight on the ride uphill.
And then once we reach T-minus 35 minutes, propellant loading for the Falcon 9 will begin. We got there on Wednesday. We got all the way down to about 17 minutes before launch before we had to cancel because of weather. But we're optimistic right now. Conditions have been improving, and so we're looking to press ahead once again into loading fuel onto that Falcon 9 rocket. Throughout the countdown, we've been getting some incredible views of the astronauts inside Dragon, just making all of their final preparations, some close-up views of their suits and on the displays as they just are strapped in and ready for launch. The teams often describe the suits as an extension of that Dragon spacecraft. You can always think of it as a mini spacecraft inside of a spacecraft. It's got all of the life support, everything that they need, just like the capsule.
This is on countdown 1, technical poll is complete. No constraints to proceed into launch escape system arming and propellant load.
Tries if necessary.
All right, well, we did get the call out that the technical teams on the ground are ready for launch escape arming and propellant loading. Again, things starting to pick up, things really starting to feel real. Let's jump down real quick to the team at Kennedy. See if you guys are just as excited. I can't sit still right now. It's starting to feel real.
Yeah, it's hard to sit still in here, right, Leland?
That rocket fuel going through my veins still.
I know. It's so awesome when we see them sitting there in their suits. We're less than an hour away now. So far, things look like we might make it. We might make it. So I want to ask you what it was like the first time you put on a spacesuit when you knew you were going to space.
Oh, that was February of 2008. We were in the ONC building getting the pumpkin suits on. A little bit different than the SpaceX fly SpaceX suits. But it was kind of surreal, you know, and to think that it took 10 years of training to fly in space. It took me 10 years from when I got in the Corps in 1998 to flying in February of 2008. So it was a long road to get there, but it was so worth it and so sweet. And you know, learning how to use the green apple, the connections for oxygen, for cooling. Much different than these suits that we have with SpaceX, and so it's a lot more complicated
It's a little more louder
to go
than
through that
mine,
whole
but then
series of
check,
things that you have to do to make sure you're safe in the suit. But we've evolved, we're ready, and they look so cool and calm and collected in their suits and in the vehicle. They're focusing and getting ready to fly in space.
I don't know if I'm hearing
And
myself
there's so
really
much
that
excitement around the center. I know,
There you go.
Leland, you've been getting some
Right there.
messages. You got another message from
You
another
coming through?
astronaut.
Can you hear yourself?
Yeah, Sonny Williams.
Well, you're on
Okay,
number
so
2.
Sonny,
you should be able to turn yourself up a little
Sonny
bit.
is
she's
awesome.
commercial crew.
Here we go.
Pretty
She
sure
was
I
one of the original
There we go.
cadre. She was one of the original 4 who trained with Bob and
mostly
Doug
hear
from
them.
the beginning of the commercial crew program.
I can hear me
she's one
really
of my
well.
classmates.
Is it
Look
you?
at her there. What is she wearing?
I don't know.
She is. Hey,
The
Sonny.
meatball.
Do you hear my vocal track? Oh, there. Whoa.
God,
She
damn,
had
you're
the
in track
warm
2.
on Wednesday, so she wore the meatball.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, that's super loud.
But now
Okay.
she can wear the worm ball.
The Littee
Yeah,
Committee,
the worm
The
ball,
Littee
yeah.
Committee.
they're
You can mix it up,
in the
but yeah,
back
Sonny's
and they're
awesome.
getting
She's
their
trained to
makeup
fly
and
in Boeing
everything ready.
Starliner.
I gotta go get my
in the
beard
not
on
too
and stuff
distant
later.
future, so really glad she's watching.
So,
and
you know.
showing some
Me
love.
too.
So thanks a lot, Sonny, for sending that note. And
We're
again,
here
we're looking at a live
watching
view of
SpaceX
Crew
do
Dragon
the
on
launch
top
and
of the
stuff like
Falcon
that.
9 rocket. You can see the crew access arm to the right of your screen. That's the hallway that Bob and Doug walked down to get into the White Room, which was the last place we
Let's
saw
put
them
in some-
standing up before
some
they
beards.
climbed
I like
inside
that they
Dragon.
keep it classic with
And
the
again,
hallway,
that
just
wider
like
shot
boarding a
there of Launch
plane.
Complex 39A,
There's really no better way to
where
get
we
on
are
a
inside of an
spacecraft.
hour from liftoff, and I think we're just a couple minutes away from the
Like you talking about
pole
from
we're
this
gonna hear
pillar right
before they
here?
start
Yeah,
propellant
dude.
load.
Look at this suspended bridge.
That bridge
two-stage rocket
actually,
there.
Bridges are
Gosh,
life,
you guys, the
bro.
weather looks
that
it
bridge
looks not
actually
that
like
bad.
it
I mean,
falls
obviously that is not
intentionally
an
so that the
official
rocket
forecast.
can
But
move.
it doesn't look quite as
You're
bad
like
as it
right
did
over
Wednesday.
the
We've
rocket.
got a little bit better odds, so there's the countdown clock.
I'm touching my actual face fuzz, but the beard on screen is much more defined.
We're gonna pause to listen to that comm.
It's like, dude, who's your barber? That's a great look on you.
Oh, dude, it's Snapchat.
Oh, sweet,
That's my
sweet.
barber.
I like it. That's my barber,
Yeah, that's the
and we got
dude.
the same glasses too.
Oh shit! I didn't even notice.
Yeah, look at that. We look good.
Man,
we
we
look
go to the
good.
same.
All right, so we're over here and we're gonna get ready real quick, and we're gonna come back and let the SpaceX do their thing. They're gonna launch a couple of people.
We're less than 50 minutes from the scheduled
Yeah, I'm one of
liftoff
them.
of the Falcon 9 rocket carrying Crew Dragon.
They're
And
gonna
if we
launch
start
me
to
off of
hear
this
any
planet,
kind
and
of
they're gonna
update
try
on
to bring me
weather or
back, but I'm
polling,
gonna
we will
refuse.
pause to listen in for that. But if things go as scheduled, we should be hearing the launch director verify go for propellant load at about T-minus 45 minutes. So we're going to send it over to Hawthorne to carry the ball. John Insprucker or Jesse, are you there?
This weather is go at this time.
Dragon copy, go weather.
And there you heard that call out. So far, we have good weather. We are go for launch today. This is getting really exciting. I don't know about you, Dan, but my heart is beating pretty fast right now.
Yeah, we've been waiting for those words since Wednesday.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we did hear a call to the crew, just in case you missed it, that they were only tracking one final weather constraint. It was the cumulus cloud rule. They were expecting it to clear up within 10 minutes, and it's cleared up now. So we are currently go on weather.
Yes, and it's been pretty incredible to be so close to launch, and the road leading up to this point has been pretty incredible as well.
It has been. It's been a partnership between NASA and SpaceX. We've been working together since SpaceX started flying cargo to the International Space Station, now getting ready to launch crew. And we've been really fortunate to work with not only a lot of international partners on the International Space Station, but a lot of
And as a
really great
reminder,
companies.
here in the control room, we'll be closing doors here once we start with propellant load. Any last-minute bio breaks, please go ahead and accomplish those in the next few minutes.
And the launch director just getting the teams ready. We'll be coming up on that propellant loading. Again, that starts at about 35 minutes prior to liftoff, so in about 12 minutes from now. There's going to be a go, no go coming up really soon. So let's go over to our man, John I, for the latest. John?
It's T-minus 47 minutes, 24 seconds. We're continuing to count down. As you just heard, the launch director and launch team are preparing for the readiness for launch poll. Now, the launch director is currently checking with Dragon mission director and NASA launch manager for their readiness. And actually, it sounds like everybody is good there. The launch director will then ask the team, he'll tell them the poll is open, and the 13 members of the SpaceX launch team will be electrically polled for their go to load propellant, as well as continue all the way to launch. Now, we will hear that poll results and a briefing from the launch director at about T-minus 45 minutes. The good news right now is that the weather is go. All the conditions that were read shortly a while ago at T-minus 1 hour have cleared. We're, as the weather forecaster said, cautiously optimistic.
Captain, poll is complete. We're go for propellant load.
I can dig it.
Well, we got an early call out there.
And launch control clear to retract the access arm on time.
You want to share?
Cover that. Arming access arm retract at T-minus 45 minutes.
I'm not opposed.
Got an early call from SpaceX launch director Mike Taylor that the poll is go. You also heard the direction T-minus 45 minutes to prepare for retract of the crew arm.
Retract of the crew
As we hear more discussion, we'll stop and let you listen in. But right now, weather for liftoff, ground level winds are good, 10 to 15 miles an hour, well within limits. Upper altitude balloons show that conditions are acceptable. The red weather conditions have cleared up, the last one being cumulus clouds. And the probability of violation is set at 30% right now, so that's 70% chance of good weather. We're continuing to watch. There is about a less than 10% chance of lightning. We're also watching the abort corridor off of the Atlantic coast. In case,
you know what?
For
There's
example,
also
stage separation, Dragon had to abort into the ocean.
You know what else they have a 10% of? They have a 10% chance that an alien ship will come by and strike it down.
It is go, but NASA is
no,
going
there's
to
a
continue
100%
to watch
chance
those
that's going to happen.
conditions.
Because my crew is in the sky.
Yeah, they always
we allow people to go into space.
Reminder on hold and launch escape protocol.
Today
for
might be their
non-urgent
lucky day.
conditions, brief to your LD, and they will approve aborting launch out of sequence and proceed to launch abort. For urgent issues affecting the safety of the operation, operators shall call hold on the countdown net. Launch control will immediately abort the launch out of sequence and proceed to the launch abort out of sequence. Operators shall also advise launch director whether structural break or fire
I feel like this part of it
occurring for Dragon manual
could be commentary and like
a reminder on fire alarm instructions. Any event of a fire alarm
or an enema,
or not like or not a birth, but like
the alarm is evaluated. In the event that
enema would be a better one, yeah.
Launch preparation H.
Launch preparation, like we're getting ready to retract the crew arm.
Evacuate to the south-facing emergency exit, which leads directly outside. At this time, weather is go for launch.
Ooh, the weather is go for launch, so you know that it's going to happen today.
Launch. Let's have a space baby.
Right now on Falcon 9, ready to get into propellant loading. Dragon, crew, getting configured, set up. The arm is pulling away. The range is go for launch. They continue to monitor the air and the sea space. Everything looks good.
Look at that
And we finally have gotten green across the board on the weather conditions, but we can't take a deep breath quite yet. We're going to have to watch the weather all the way down to T0, both here at Kennedy.
Wow. All the way down to T0. They're going to watch the
Space
weather.
Center,
So 3 seconds in, they're going to be like, no.
In the abort zone.
I like
Now,
the
earlier
name
we
that they
saw
chose.
many of you following the launch from the United States on our hotspot map.
Breathes fire
Now that we're
mythologically.
inside an hour, we're seeing large numbers of folks logging on, tuning in from coast to coast and around the world.
200,000
So we'd like to know, is this your first
That's
time
right. I
watching
got
a launch live?
200,000
Counting
people. Look at all the
Wednesday?
hearts. Thank you.
And if not,
Thank you
how
for
many
all
have
of
you
them
seen
hearts.
before? Tell us using the hashtag LaunchAmerica from your favorite social media platform.
Up from like 120,
And with that,
just like
at
10
T-minus
minutes ago.
42 minutes, 50
Wow.
seconds,
Oh, yeah.
The whole
conditions are
nation's
go,
tuning into
and
this
we are
thing.
counting down for an on-time launch. Let's send it back
Sure,
over to
and
Kennedy
position for
Space
flight.
Center as the action begins to pick up on the pad.
Dragon, SpaceX, you are go for Section 7, close visors, and arm launch escape system.
And this is SpaceX. SpaceX is that company that's constantly putting like weird things flying into the sky, and they always have to like debunk Because everybody's always like, did you see the strange colors in the sky last night? And SpaceX is constantly like, that was us. Sorry, we're testing satellites. Please stop accusing us of being aliens. I mean, we are aliens in a way, but
stop accusing SpaceX. So, to your knowledge, SpaceX is not a part of NASA. What's the difference?
I think SpaceX is funded by who the fuck is the Tesla dude? I always forget his name. Elon Musk. Isn't SpaceX funded by Elon Musk? Or are they a NASA organization?
Not really
I'm
sure.
Not totally sure about that.
He could be. I mean, he was there Wednesday.
But they're not exactly the same.
So just a minute
as
ago, we
NASA,
saw
they just
the
do
crew
the same
access
shit
arm
that
we
NASA
tracked,
does,
and
but they're
obviously
like
we just heard on the
private.
comms.
Yeah, like when I
Bob
was
and
looking up
Doug
on Google,
getting
it
ready
said that
to
this was the
arm
first
launch
time a
escape
private
system, and
spaceship with
so
astronauts
that is something that
been going
protects
into
them
Earth's
all the
orbit.
way to orbit. So
All
when
the other ones were funded by governments.
Oh, that makes a whole lot of sense. And if you look at like the spacesuits and everything like that, it don't look like a regular government spacesuit, right?
Yeah, they really don't.
It's something.
And where's the control board? It's all tablets and touchscreen TVs and shit. Like, they're doing it right, bro.
Is that right?
They're doing it right. Look at them.
I'm really not sure if touching like Wi-Fi related tablets would be good than a hardline.
They're gonna be the ones to figure it out for us, man.
Oh,
that's why they're in the ship and not us.
Oh yeah, they definitely got to do the test runs and stuff like that. For me, I like Ethernet control versus Wi-Fi control. I like that solidarity of the line, especially for something like that. I mean, if I could launch a rocket tethered to a line, I probably would do that.
I mean, I imagine everything is hardwired other than their communication back to the home base. That'd be a hell of a long cord, bro.
Oh yeah, but if you listen to the commentary when NASA starts talking versus when they start talking, the media starts talking like that, like NASA still sounds like they're on analog comm. They're like, oh, just you know.
Condition developing, and if that happens, Dragon will use its 8 Super Draco engines to push the capsule off and away to a safe distance away from this Falcon.
I need to be able to
this
trigger that.
capability is absolutely critical. That's what keeps
Drop
crew
the mic.
safe, and we're now active and armed on the pad with it protecting the crew.
And as you mentioned, the launch escape system allows the Dragon to separate and get away from the vehicle. I believe it goes into the ocean. What happens after it lands safely in the ocean?
Yeah, somebody gonna clean that shit up out
Correct.
of the ocean?
So for most of our failure modes, the successful end state is Dragon deploying parachutes, splashing down safely in the ocean. But since a launch escape can happen while the vehicle's on the pad or anywhere in flight up in orbit, it could be splashing down right off the coast of Cape Canaveral. It could be splashing down thousands
I feel
of
like
miles
there's an
away in
issue
the
that
North
needs to
Atlantic.
be addressed
If that
here.
happens, to make
Why
sure
are we
can
just
get to Bob
dumping
and
this
Doug
shit in the
as
ocean?
quickly
Why
as
is there not a
possible.
cleanup crew
The Space
out in the
Force's
ocean? Like, okay,
45th
let's
Space
clean up
Wing,
all these
Task Force
space
45
parts that
has
might kill sea
pararescue
life.
teams staged and ready
No, let's
all
not do
around the
that.
world.
Well,
ready to drop in and
I think
rescue
the
Bob and Doug as
honest
soon as
answer to that is that
And
the
you
ocean and
mentioned
land
that
is
the
where
launch
we
escape
dump
system
all
will keep them
waste.
safe all the
You
way
know what I
up to
mean? Like,
orbit.
so like they're
what other options
they're
are
just
there
gonna leave it
after
in the
Dragon
ocean.
is in orbit?
Make it become coral.
That's a
So if for
terrible
any reason
human
we're
habit,
unable to
man.
dock to the International
gotta get
Space
out of that.
Station,
Well,
we
one
have
of the
several
biggest things that
pre-planned
we have to
return
fight
trajectories, which will bring the
to
capsule
begin with
down
is just,
to a splashdown point close to
we've
shore,
made
where NASA and SpaceX
everything
recovery
to
forces
have
will be waiting
like
to
from
recover
plates
them.
and all of
It'll
that
look like an
where we
otherwise
didn't
totally
have
normal,
once
recovery
upon a
operation,
time in
except for
life.
the
So
early
all
end
of
mission.
these products come from the ground,
This
and
operation is something we're doing with one of
you
two
know it's got to
identical
go
crew
somewhere.
recovery ships. We do that because
When we move mountains,
the landing sites we
like,
want to maintain as much flexibility as
when
possible.
we
There could be
take
changing
dirt
weather
from mountains
conditions
and
that bring
stuff like
down
that
one site,
to
beat the other
create
one up.
our
So we
buildings
have
or
those
whatever that is that we do, we actually relocating stuff. Nothing's ever really made out of the air to disappear. You know what I mean? Right. Everything is always a relocation. Even the food we eat that gets excreted, it's just relocation. You know what I mean? So
I mean, that's more of a natural way. When people build things out of like plastic and shit that doesn't decompose, that gets harmful to the environment.
I know, but where does plastic come from, though?
It's synthesized from nature, so it's a step away from nature. It's not the same thing as nature. That's why plastic is dangerous, but it's also like plastic is reusable, but it's not being reused.
We use
enough.
we use some of it, but we don't use enough of the plastic. Is what's going on, and that's because they can't really use all the plastic, is what they're saying. Because, like, for example, when I discard all my plastics into the recycling bin, they only talk about having plastics that is related to, like, drinking water and stuff that didn't have chemicals in it, or like an unused plastic plate or something like that. They want specific plastics. So I really don't know.
I'm an advocate for better disposal methods.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for that too, for sure. If we could, because what I try to do is I try to throw in stuff in the recycle bin that they tell us not to do, and they'll probably get upset, like, oh, we can't use this type of plastic, like a headset plastic, like an old headset plastic. And I'm like, why though? I mean,
I honestly don't know. I've wondered that too, and I could probably just research it to find out.
My buddy Yachty right here, I asked him earlier because I haven't heard from him for a while. Like, he's, like a month at least, and he's a really down brother. He's actually family, and he goes out of town every now and then. I gotta check on this boy because he gangsta. He's around and he mess with people like that and stuff. So I gotta check on this boy, and sometimes he be not talking for like a whole month, not saying nothing. So it's one of those guys where you're like, oh yeah, they're normally okay, you don't have to check up on him, but then I'm like, a month out, where I better check up on him. Dude. All right, so he's saying
I got a lot of people in my arsenal like that. Just gotta tune in every now and then. He's still alive, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean like today, right? Like, just talking about today, like, we don't really check up on people. You know what I mean? Like, we really don't check up on people enough, and then that's why we always find, like, especially like older people or people with conditions dead in their house because nobody checked up on them in like a few days, until all of a sudden it's like, the neighbors smell a smell.
There is that weird thing growing in humanity where we're all just going off in our own little worlds, not checking up on each other.
Is that 35 minutes left?
I'm guilty of it too. Yep, 35 minutes.
35 minutes left to launch. All right, guys. So it seems like a perfect time for me and Angel to go outside and take a green break, take in some fresh air and stuff like that, and get ready to watch this launch. I mean, leading up, it's like the Super Bowl. Some people only really watch the last quarter.
Right.
I'm like, oh.
I only watch the halftime show.
Right. So let's do like some of the comments that's going down on the bottom right there. Watching from New Jersey, watching from Lima, Girl Scouts. Wow. There's a lot of people right here watching. Can I boost that up though? Is that possible? No, it's not possible to boost that up to make this screen larger so I could see more of the comments.
Are we just posted like over a comment section over here?
We're posted more over the section right here where the description is. So that
we're not covering the description. Good. This is a better description of what's not happening. You should tune into that.
Yeah, because I was looking like, where the hell I was gonna sit us in the thing to make sense, because I mean nowadays really people are watching over a little screen. So the general factor of what people who streaming is trying to do is always trying to get their face big in the picture, or the content large in the picture, because 50% of America, maybe more, is watching on a little 4-inch, like maybe 2x4 type of size screen. So that's why the earlier contents in YouTube, their thumbnails and stuff, they'd make the letters so big, because when you'd watch it on top of your phone, you would see like boom, whatever, blah blah blah. Yeah. I mean, I personally like to watch on 70-inch TV screens and stuff like that. I like everything big and stuff, but this generation, it doesn't seem like the bigger the screen, the better. What do you think?
I think people really, really like huge screens in their home, but they're using their phones more than ever. It's like we're watching TV on the go all the time. You remember that era not that long ago where cell phones just kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and then suddenly they were like touchscreen. bigger tablets, touchscreen TVs.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Everything got smaller for a while, and then everything just keeps getting bigger now. I wonder if we're gonna like swell again, and then smaller shit. I guess we are, because now we have like Apple Watches, but when is it gonna become like an Apple arm? Just like an Apple person.
I mean, they got
slowly becoming cyborgs over here.
They got the skin one, right? They got the skin, the skin watches that, well, people are kind of saying. I remember when it was getting small, like everybody.
What's that movie with Justin Timberlake where everybody was like, you were working for time, and your time on your arm would increase, and that was your pay.
Time, not Time Code. Time something, but it's one of my favorite movies.
That's a wild movie.
Yeah, I talk about that movie.
It's not that far-fetched from how people actually live. We just call it money instead of time.
Yeah, I mean,
except we always have our time, though. We could get away from money. If we were on a death clock like that, it'd be a little more threatening. But money we could get away from.
That's one of the things that I was that I passionately talk about later on, is like how I think like the economy crash and money systems is gonna be. I always use the welfare program as this thing to saying like, okay, we already got a skeleton of what we can do to humanity. Like if they wanted to, let's just say, okay, everybody's gonna be on this particular amount of money. You're gonna be put in a particular class, all depending on what you can do. And then so everything's gonna be on the clock, like boom, boom, you get this, and everything's in there. So one of the way of solving, like people would think about like solving the problems, is everybody having something, right? An equal amount. But there's always gonna be, no matter what, a class that is, you know what I mean, a step of class, no matter what the system is going to be, you know?
I think we could have more fun with models like that, though, if we reverse the way that the system works. Because the way that the system works now is negative economic inductance, so everything is afforded through debt. And so class becomes like a warfare thing. If we switch that and it was positive economic inductance, where somebody could just live and acquire the funding to live the way that they want to live, then everybody would live the life that they want to live. And the whole class development thing would be done like for fun and cooperation rather than war and competition, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
That's like, I like what you said, the skeleton. We have a skeleton of how to use money. And we notice that when we put people in debt, it becomes very, very hard for them to live. So if we can reverse that and have money work for people instead of against people, we'll have a lot more fun with this thing. You know?
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like, they can actually do that. They can actually do it.
We totally have the ability to do that.
To do it. But then that in itself, there will always be an uprising of something. That in itself, I think people would be like, oh, that's controlling me from being able to earn more than what you're giving me. And let's just say they give everybody like a nice, comfortable house. You got a nice job. You only work 6 hours a day. You got plenty of time. Like, it seems like the most comfortable life for everything. But you're always gonna have people that's gonna want more.
Oh yeah, luxury would definitely still be available in positive economic inductance, because it would just make sure, like at the base, everybody would have what they need and everybody could be comfortable and everybody could live, and then there would still be opportunities to advance if you wanted to live more luxury. You don't want just a house; you want a mansion. You can still go out and make that happen for yourself. You know what I mean?
And the more that,
but it wouldn't be in competition against your neighbors. It would just be as a construction of yourself, and your neighbors might help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the more that you get,
nobody would be against each other anymore.
The more you want to fill up. Like, I know I definitely have that problem. It's like the more space I get, the more things I want to put into that space. And then I'm like, wait, I need more space.
Yeah, that's just nature right there. Let's fill the space, fill the void. Let's make planets and stars.
So how much people are watching this thing right now? There's tons of people watching these things right now.
Bro, in the last 10 minutes, they've almost got up to 300,000 people watching this live stream.
All right, we're
just sitting here talking about money.
Yeah, no, but it takes money to do these kind of things,
yeah, it does.
And you got to figure, why are they doing this thing? And the only thing I can say is to make more money. They're doing something like this.
That's one thing, but there's also the curiosity that is definitely quintessential to the humanity, or to the human form, because we're such curious creatures. All we ever want to do is explore and find new things to do.
Yeah.
And we've already stretched ourselves across this whole entire planet. We've seen a lot of it. And now we want to know what the hell is outside of us. We're just constantly launching satellites and putting people out there trying to figure out what goes beyond the planet now,
Oh yeah, there's so much more to explore both.
We're such a species dedicated to learning. And there's definitely money motives and things like this, but I think at the heart of it, it's educational. People just want to know.
Yeah. That's like the government expenditure. Like when you're talking about people who's digging up like places in Egypt and stuff like that, and those guys have budgets from private or from like government sectors, and that is particularly for knowledge, right? There's no gain. I mean, you don't really see the guys who dig up these places making money. They just get the funds to pay all these people to sweep up dirt in the desert, you know, because they got to sweep it off. They can't just chunk it off. They can break valuable things, so they dig by just like kind of going like this, like, you know, sweeping things off brick by brick. I mean, that is labor intensive in the desert.
Labor intensive.
And then you look at the guys, right? And
But then those people go on to write amazing books about their theories of history and the future. And
it's all about, for them, it's definitely the love and the knowledge and passing it on. And then, and of course, the guys who's funding it, for some people who's funding it, there's got to be kind of like that sense of like a treasure hunt, right?
Yeah, they're wondering where the cash cow is going to come in.
All right, so we're watching the launch right now. You see the two astronauts.
T-minus 26 and a half minutes.
26 and a half minutes before this thing goes. And right now,
just
all
enough time
the
to
weather,
smoke a blunt.
that's what we're going to do. And all the weather is fine as of right now, but they said that they can shut down a program 3 seconds before launch.
Yeah.
If the weather's bad.
Yeah. For any reason at all. Atmosphere, it could be something with the equipment.
All right, so we're going to.
I think they're optimistic at this point, though. What did they say earlier? They were like cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, they say we don't want to hold our breath, is what they're saying. Basically, if you want to have it's like, oh, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take this break so that way you guys can hear the comments and what they're talking about over here, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes, just in time to watch this launch. Look at that.
Hey, wait, I want to give one of these loves.
Preparation.
Just send some love to this live stream.
You didn't send no love to the live stream yet?
I clicked it twice. It didn't. Okay, there's it might have been somebody else. I don't know.
All right, guys. So we'll be seeing you in a few minutes.
Over 300,000.
Over 300,000.
I bet you it's over 4 by the time we get back.
Would you rather visit the moon? I don't know. Let's find that out when we come back. All right, everybody. We'll be back in a minute.
Boom, microphone off, and you go all the way up. Down. Oh, I went all the way down for off, but all the way up.
We were 5 minutes further in the countdown when we heard that call to scrub, and the weather was still very touch and go at this point on Wednesday.
And to all of my friends who work with them every single day, the feedback is always just what great people they are, and just how not just bright and sharp they are, but just good people. And around the office, we often refer to them as the dads.
The dads?
They're the dads. They're dads. They are dads, and we've met their families. And when you see people on that very personal level, it starts to mean so much. They are a part of our team. You know, they're not a customer. They're our team. They're not a payload. They're our team. They're a family. And so we're just so excited to see the dads up there today.
Yeah. Go dads.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go send it over to Gary for an update from Houston. Gary?
Hey, Marie, the space station team here is focused. All eyes are on the system checks that are happening across the board, and we're listening in as we close in on launch. And I can tell you that things are looking very good. Chris Cassidy will be watching from the International Space Station, right now flying over the Pacific Ocean. It's heading to cross right over the launch pad. We might even get some good views from the station. Hope to be capturing those. We'll have the launch view and the big screen up front, and everyone's excited to see our 2 crew members on their way to the International Space Station. But before we get to it, I just want to pass on good luck from the entire flight operations community here in Houston. It's always exciting to be doing something wholly new and history-making with station operations, and we can't wait to see our team members Bob and Doug in low Earth orbit and heading to the International Space.
Large white cloud coming off of the strongback. That is normal. As we get ready to load the second stage with liquid oxygen, we have to chill in the plumbing lines going up that strongback. And so as we relieve pressure, the moist, humid Florida air condenses around it, and that gives you the cloud. So that tells us that things are actually on schedule. We did begin propellant load at T-minus 35 minutes. Fuel loading on the second stage, I believe we just heard the call out that it is complete. First stage fuel load is continuing, and right now that's a little more than, that's about 60% of the way full. So things are looking good. Second stage is getting ready to begin the liquid oxygen loading. After they finish chilling in the lines that you see on the monitor, they'll begin the load at T-minus 16 minutes and 30 seconds. The range right now is go, ready to support. Weather continues to be go. As we inch our way closer, we're keeping our fingers crossed. We're waiting to hear if anybody calls out an issue, but for the moment, as you can see on the screen, it looks good. Now, on the Dragon side, the Dragon mission director and the team there are reporting no issues. They've done their communications checkouts. The crew access arm, as you can see, is retracted away from the spacecraft. The crew is strapped in and they are ready to go. Now, final instructions will be going to the crew at T-minus 10 minutes. The crew displays will be configured for launch, and that setup will give astronauts Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley insight into how the launch is proceeding and provides constant updates on vehicle health. We've already heard the crew give their go, close their visors, and get ready for launch. For Dragon, it'll enter terminal count at T-minus 5 minutes. When it transitions to internal power, we'll hear continued callouts on the countdown net as we get close to zero and to liftoff. But right now, at T-minus 18 minutes, 15 seconds, everything continues to be go for an on-time launch. So, Dan, Jesse, things are looking pretty good. How are they doing over at your stand?
Things are great from about 15 feet away from you, John. And honestly, things are looking pretty great down at the pad there. We're seeing a lot more blue in the sky. Green is the color we want when we're talking about weather, and that's where we're sitting right now. So we're continuing to count down. We are under 18 minutes away from liftoff. Again, it's an instantaneous liftoff at It's going to be 12:22 and 45 seconds here on the West Coast, 3:22 and 45 seconds over on the East Coast there in Florida. Just a reminder, it's going to be about a 9-minute ride up to orbit for the Falcon 9 and Bob and Doug on board Dragon. It'll be a 2-stage flight, so we'll see the first stage fly until we hear MECO, or main engine cutoff, about 2.5 minutes into flight. After that, the second stage will take over and continue to power them the rest of the way. Second engine cutoff comes in just under 9 minutes at about 8 minutes and 44 seconds. Following that second stage completing its job, it'll continue to coast for about 3 minutes. It'll do a slight attitude adjustment and null out any rates, so make sure it's not in any kind of a spin before they do separation. So that's when the Dragon spacecraft will physically separate from the Falcon 9 vehicle, and Bob and Doug will be flying free. It's about a 19-hour ride if we launch today on time. So that means Bob and Doug will get on orbit. They'll have a number of burns, or those firings of those Draco thrusters that they'll do over
Stage 2 LOX load started.
We hear the LOX. The liquid oxygen load has now started on stage 2. But again, they're going to be doing a series of burns on the way uphill towards the International Space Station 5, spread out over the first 16 hours or so of their flight until they get much closer and it's time for that approach and docking. And we are expecting that with an on-time launch to happen today. That'll be coming tomorrow in the afternoon. All right, now that we're under 16 minutes away, we have a special guest joining us. I'm going to toss it over to Jesse.
We are T-minus 15 minutes and 45 seconds from liftoff of our second demonstration mission today, and we have the honor of having SpaceX's President and COO, Gwen Shotwell, join us. Thanks, Gwen, for coming out and taking a few minutes to chat with us.
Thanks, Jesse.
We know you've been on console. How's the countdown been going so far in there?
Countdown is clean today, just like it was Wednesday. We did clear the weather hurdles sooner than we did on Wednesday. And the only thing we're watching right now is downrange weather and lightning at the staging location.
Of course.
But we will clear that hurdle at T-minus 7 minutes.
Awesome. Great. Very exciting. Now I'm going to throw it back to 2012 because you were on console for Dragon when it was first making its way to the space station. How does that experience compare to today?
Stage 2 LOX is on the DPUs.
So I was nervous
down
then. I stopped getting nervous for launches. Today I'm nervous again. Super nervous. Stomach and throat.
Understandable.
No, it's a fantastic day today. I'm really excited. The team is pulled together. It's such a professional operation. And when I say team, by the way, I mean SpaceX and NASA. These folks have been working incredibly hard and have done a fantastic job.
Yes, and we are all so excited. And we know that you have to get back inside of mission control, but is there anything that you wanted to say before liftoff to NASA and SpaceX?
Well, I want to thank NASA, of course, for their generosity and their help.
So excited. We are just a few minutes away from countdown, so we are going to turn it over to Dan and John for the final minutes in terms.
And we are continuing to load liquid oxygen on both the first and second stage. The liquid oxygen load beginning on the second stage just about 3.5 minutes ago. We are also loading cryogenic helium into the storage vessels on the first and second stage, getting in the last little bits of helium. When we keep it cryogenic, cold and liquefied, that gets us, just like we do with liquid oxygen, the maximum amount into the storage volume so that we can get the most performance out of the vehicle. Right now. Now we are in a fairly quiet state on the vehicle. Ground pump.
John, it's only a little over 12 minutes away. Just a reminder for everybody, it's about a 9-minute ride uphill. We'll have some dueling boxes going on as that first stage is going to be coming home while the second stage is carrying Bob and Doug into orbit. But obviously, we'll be keeping an eye on our astronauts the whole way uphill. Some of the calls that you'll be hearing, as there will be what we call performance calls over the Dragon to ground the entire way uphill. And you'll just hear some of the SpaceX engineers calling out trajectories and booster performance. So we're always looking for that. That word nominal, I know that's one of John's favorite words. That's one of mine too. We want to hear nominal as much as possible up on the way uphill. You might also hear some number and letter combinations, and those correspond to the different abort zones that Bob and Doug are in during their flight uphill. There's 1A and 1B, which signify that they're on the first stage. Those carry them from there in the Cape all the way up to about the very top of North Carolina. And then we'll have 2A through 2E or 2 Echo, and that will be on the second stage, and that goes from North Carolina all the way up to about the tip of Newfoundland, so in the northern Atlantic. And then there is a zone of the northern Atlantic that we're going to avoid, and so you should hear the call out be something similar to forward to Shannon, and that just refers to Shannon, Ireland, which they'll be going off the coast of Ireland.
I'm back on.
At the later stages of the second stage,
It
if
was
they
funny
have to
earlier
abort.
you were talking about
So
being able
just
to turn off my microphone
prepping you
in case
now
I
for
need
some
to,
of those
like, burp or
calls.
sneeze
You're
or
hopefully going to
something,
hear that
and I
word
put this
nominal
on,
a whole
forgot
lot
to turn
on the
it
way
on, and then a
uphill.
burp happened. I was
10 and a
like, oh,
half
yeah,
minutes. Things are
turn it
pretty
on.
quiet. As John I said, it'll pick up
Universe working
at
itself
right at
out one
about
step
10
at a
minutes.
time.
We'll wait for the crew just to confirm that their displays are in order.
Hey everybody,
Already strapped
just in
and
case you don't know
reported
what's
that they are
going
go
on
for
and you
launch.
just got
And we'll
into it.
continue to watch the fuel gauges tick up on the Falcon
Tune
9
in live to
vehicle
me texting and
until fuel
ignoring you.
cuts off
It's just
at
like I'm in your
about
living room.
2 minutes
Read.
prior to launch.
I can't do it.
Dragon and SpaceX
I'm trying to get closer.
displays are configured for launch.
Read that up there in the description.
SpaceX Dragon
All right.
displays are configured for launch.
All right, so we're launching.
Doug, on
SpaceX
behalf
is going to
of
be
the entire
launching
SpaceX team,
a
it's
rocket
huge honor to
into
help you get ready for
space.
today's
Into
historic
your
mission.
mom.
Know that we're with you. Have an amazing flight and enjoy those views of our beautiful planet.
Honestly, I'd like to go to space and look at our planet for myself from the outside.
So would I. I got so many questions about how the fuck anything looks, because when I see pictures from space, like the perspectives don't make sense to me. But I haven't been there, so how could it make sense to me? I don't have a perspective. All I see is like me here on Earth. I've been up in a plane, but that wasn't out of the
SpaceX
atmosphere.
core, so again, that voice that's going to be
so
talking to
rooted
Bob
to
and
Earth.
Doug throughout their mission.
What does the
And right
universe
here in
look like when you're
Hawthorne, just
outside of a plane?
offering a few quick words. The crew did confirm their crew
Well, I
displays
always
are
think of that
configured
to
for
myself,
launch.
like
Coming up
if
on 9
and I
minutes
ask this
counting.
question: if you do not have an
We've gotten through
idea of
T-minus
something,
10
can you
minutes with the
imagine
crew
it?
discussions. Activity is now going to switch
Accurately?
over to Falcon 9.
Not imagining something new, not
7 minutes. We
creating.
begin what we
If
call
there's
engine
if
chill.
you have no knowledge
Pre-valves
about
will
it,
open.
Oh.
Those currently
like if
I
I
have a hard
try,
time imagining it.
right? So if I
on
just
the
said,
first
okay,
stage,
I got something in my
from
mind, and I
Merlin
said,
engines will
what is
open
the
pre-valves
boof-da-da?
that allow
The
fuel liquid
boof-da-da.
oxygen to flow to
Shit.
the top of the pumps.
You'd have
Tell
to
you something about the
put- we-
boof-da-da.
I
I could go on for ages.
That's the thing. You would have to come up with something for it because you don't know what it is.
I feel like I could use my
through the pumps
imagination to imagine a lot
into
of
the
things, but
main
would it be
thrust
accurate
chambers
to what it's
when we get
actually
to
like?
engine
The
ignition
less I
at T
know,
minus 2 seconds.
the slimmer
We
the
don't want
chances.
to try to run.
Well,
So when I try to
liquid
imagine what
oxygen
space looks
through
like
a warm pump.
from outside the
You
planet,
will
and all I've
flash
seen
that-
is pictures, I have no fucking clue.
It is not a good thing. Right now, we are waiting for 7 minutes. They'll
Wait.
start the engine chill. Shortly
What?
after that, we will
They start with an
automatically
engine
shut
chill, not an engine warm up. An engine chill.
An engine chill.
That's different.
It makes sense to me.
like started off with an engine.
To my imagination, that makes sense. I don't know shit about rockets. They go and then they're in the air.
That's a cold start.
Watch them be like a flameless jet. Like it's all.
I think I'm getting I'm gonna try to do something heinous right now. I'm trying to reach.
You're gonna hang ass. You're gonna hang
really,
ass.
Really heinous. Wow, that was kind of heinous. Now it just doesn't do it at all. Oh wait, hold on, guys. Don't worry, we will have the rocket launching, all right? I'm trying to get you a better connection right now. I'm in character. I'm trying to get you a better connection.
Better connection.
No,
hey, partner.
We're from Las Vegas. We're rebels, and we're here with the Littee Committee.
Oh yeah, they do have the rebels. Human LV rebels. School I never attended.
No, wait. If I do this, my page will be cut off, and my stuff will be all messed up. Man, it looks
Where's
like...
the countdown? I feel like we missed a minute.
No, it paused.
Oh, it paused?
The feed first. All right, so everybody, we're doing a little ad for Google. That's Google. Bam, bam, bam,
bam, bam, bam. We were just talking about how expensive it is to put an ad on the Google homepage.
And look, we just did it. We're the first ones to put our ad on the Google homepage. Hey, everybody, this is Dan Boy's Studio. Come by and go check out Nash and Vibes on Google.
On Google.
All right. We did it without your permission, Google. All right. Actually, they gave us the capabilities to do that.
If you get any suspicious letters, hide. Just go into hiding. They have a lot.
If someone strange shows up at your door with, is Zamboy home? No. He does not live here. I don't know who the hell this person is. All right. Oh, wait, I got to go to the SpaceX thing. Right there, right there. I had to redo it because it felt like the feed was so not clear.
You want to get higher quality?
I definitely do want higher quality.
Twice my prediction. I was like, I bet you 400,000 people are watching by the time we're done. Almost 900, bro.
There we
I bet
go.
you they're going to hit over 1 million by the time the shit launches.
All right, there's 5 minutes to this countdown, guys.
5 minutes and almost 1 million people
on the first
listening.
stage, ticking up towards that 80% mark on the second stage.
Get the numbers up.
Counting down
how often
all the
do you
way
get to
till
see one
about
of these
2 or 3 minutes, as John and I just said, until everything is loaded.
And all you people talking about supporting small businesses, don't watch this feed live on NASA. Watch it here at Amboy Studio or Amboy, or on Twitch Amboy Studio, or on YouTube Amboy Studio right now.
But we're watching it on NASA.
We're watching it on NASA. That's right.
Watch NASA on us.
Hey,
wait, hang on.
We're pressurizing
it's
the Falcon 9
business,
tanks.
right? They're giving it to me at wholesale, and I'm giving it to them at retail.
We'll move
I
back
got
about 2
captivated by
degrees.
whatever this rocket's
That'll get us to the liftoff position.
That's
At
a nice
liftoff,
rocket. What do you
the
think?
strong back will then recline to
I don't know
about
what a bad
45
rocket
degrees
looks
below.
like versus a good one. So I'm like, that's a rocket.
It's a rocket.
I assume it might just be a tall building and they're just shooting smoke out of it for a show.
Actually, it's not a rocket.
Surprise,
it's
it
a
wasn't
shuttle.
a rocket.
Retract has started on the left.
Oh, yeah,
You'll see
shuttle,
it go
that's the
back
word.
just a couple of degrees.
Launch
Stage 1, RPM lead.
So this right now is the chill. 4 minutes. Oh man, I think they should start warming up them engines at 4 minutes,
There's
right?
so much anxiety in the chest of these pilots right now. They're like,
oh, dude.
this is that make or break moment, bro.
They're happy and panicked all at the same time. They're like, isn't this the most exciting freaking panic you ever had?
Really just laser focused on those displays.
Howdy, partner.
They have insight directly into Dragon in the Falcon 9.
We got people in the Littee Committee that's watching this thing from all over the world. Don't forget that we want to pass it out. We're going to pass this out. We're going to see like our brothers across the way.
Oh, look, here it comes, 1 million people.
Whoa, 1 million people. 1 million people.
And the strong back is now reclining away from
Hey,
the
Pharaoh,
Falcon 9.
are you seeing this? Well, yes,
Oh,
Samuel.
there it goes.
Yes, I'm seeing it very well from where I am. I'm on the, the second dimension, and I can see the first dimension quite well from here. I gave them that technology, by the way. I left it behind in carvings that I did in stone.
Look at that, and that's where they're chilling.
That's pretty damn awesome. They got it there in Egypt, or wherever the hell Pharaoh's from.
You know they have like the most ridiculous high temperature paint on these fucking rockets.
Oh,
They'll
yeah.
just like melt to pieces.
That's the kind of
They're
stuff
all
that
dead.
people who build motorcycles need, and they're like
Page
chip
one,
resistant and
close
stuff
that.
like that.
Oh yeah. The stuff you would never get
we're
on a
T
Honda.
minus 2 minutes, 42 seconds.
T minus 2 minutes. I'm gonna check around, see if make sure that everybody's checked in.
Continue to load
All
for
right.
about another half a minute or so.
Rosnat, you there?
Once we get the completion
Yeah,
of
man,
stage
Rosnat
2
watching
off-road,
this
we
thing
have
right
to
here
get
from the
down
beach
the line to
location,
the
everybody.
large
So
white
make
cloud
sure that you check us out on
coming
M
off
Boy
of the
Studio.
sky. That'll be normal.
Huh? No, that's
What was
Rosnat. That was Rosnat. You know, he from Jamaica.
On this tiny screen.
Yeah, man. I be by the beach. You know what I'm saying? All day, every day. I mean, coconuts. You don't.
And I'm a ghost. You literally can't see me.
Hey, Angel, how you doing there, Angel?
Oh,
Wagwan.
just chilling in the air.
All right, brother.
Not much to say about it, but everything.
So you watching that? You watching that?
T minus 2 minutes.
Oh, T minus 2 minutes. You watching the space launch too?
I am the space launch. They have to get through me. I'm the air.
I'm gonna get Mushroom on
I
the
am
line.
the atmosphere and the space.
Hey, Mushroom. Yeah. You watching the space launch? Yeah, I'm watching the space launch, fool. What else you think I'm gonna do on this Mushroom? I got a little bit of trees on my way though, but I got a sight line.
All oxidizer on Falcon 9. 1 minute 34
Damn, we got
seconds
people
to go
hitting
till
me
launch.
up. It's like you are blocking my feed. What's going on there?
Boom. Here it comes.
Ooh, 1 minute, 1 minute. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Oh, bro, this is exciting. Oh, brother, this is sickening. Hey, I'm gonna see that thing pass me by in a second. All right.
Where are they launching from?
They're launching from the ground. I'm in the sky. That's where I am. So they're gonna launch from the ground. All right.
Where in America?
Where in America? Kennedy Space Center.
FTS is on for launch.
Hey, I know. It's in. See,
Under a minute now.
we don't know where these places are.
I don't know where these places are.
I
Probably a
forgot.
lot of people know where this is.
Dragon, SpaceX.
Oh,
Go for
43
launch.
seconds.
Probably
We
they're in the
counting down, man. This is some exciting stuff. I'm telling you. Hey, yeah, man. Bring that stuff up. Bring that stuff. Man, I gotta record somebody after this.
Oh shit.
T minus 30 seconds.
T minus
30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds.
Here they go.
Ooh, the excitement is wooing.
Hanging
21
on
seconds.
by a prayer.
Tense. It's tense. Wait. It's like I gotta take a pee.
Thanks, pressing for flight.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh yeah,
Wait.
let's step out of the way of this thing. Here, I'll be in the number count. Half of me.
10, 9,
Wait.
8,
Do something for me.
7,
Don't pee on it.
Oh, no, I'm gonna make like I'm making.
4, 3,
Wait, here.
2, 1, 0. Ignition.
Ignition!
There's a Falcon 9 and Crew
Oh shit.
Go NASA, go SpaceX. Go
Look at it go! It's flying! I bring you the rocket.
You know, they look a lot cooler these days.
Oh, where is it? Where is it? I can see it. I can see it. Woo! You hear the people yelling there all of a sudden? There's like people in the background all of a sudden.
There's a lot to be excited about.
Oh, wow.
That huge thing looks so tiny. That's
They're-
not what she said.
They're making it all the way to the top.
On board Dragon and Falcon 9.
Oh, yeah.
Look at them go.
Look at that thing go.
Falcon power telemetry nominal.
That is crazy. Oh, we should have wore our different freaking suits for the hair.
For the period of maximum dynamic pressure.
Are we out of the way of the shot?
Yeah.
We're in the throttle bucket.
Oh, that's why I don't use this one, the green screen. Look at that go.
Hey, look your face.
Look at it go.
doesn't-
It looks like I want to scratch it off of my screen. You know?
Vehicle is supersonic.
Bye, rocket.
Oh man, that thing is going. Look how fast though it's going. Dude, they drive the fastest out of anyone in the world,
We're
for sure.
throttling back up to full power as we're through max Q.
Copy 1 Bravo.
Damn, they're going so fucking fast.
That is fast. They are going
They're
hella
about to go
fast.
over 2,000. How fast do you have to go to break the sound barrier?
Continue to be on this
Fast.
until the first stage
Over
is done
2,000.
its job and they switch
that
over
kilometers
to the second.
or-
At this point,
Yeah, it's
Bob and
kilometers.
Doug pulling about
1.4
Gs,
people
2.3
watching this
times
thing.
the
Look
Earth's
at that.
gravity, already moving it
Look
over
at like a comet, yeah. Wow, they had it following. They had it following straight.
MVAC engine chill. That's getting the MVAC engine ready to light.
Wow. I never saw flames like that when I was younger. The quality of the video is, and stuff, and maybe the views are so different. Look at you never saw the thrusters. You can see the thrusters now. That is crazy.
Into orbit.
Wow.
Coming up in about 20 seconds.
2 minutes ago, they were on Earth.
M1D throttle down.
Way up
And now they're out there. They're out there, just like that.
Chill in
Boom.
orbit for a
We're
while.
throttling down the Merlin engines.
The Merlin engines, throttling them down. Look at that thing. This is all we get. A candle in the wind.
Where'd all this hair come from on you?
Oh, you know, I was eating the peanut butter solution.
There it goes. They dropped a part of it.
What did they drop? What did they drop?
I don't know what that part
the thrust, the boosters, they dropped it.
Stage separation confirmed. The first stage beginning its flight back. The second stage being powered by that single Merlin 1D vacuum engine has ignited and is now carrying Bob and Doug into orbit. So they're going to continue under the power of this second stage.
Stage 2 propulsion is nominal.
Can you imagine the separation anxiety that your mind goes through as you leave the whole fucking planet that you live on? You're just going out in space. Like, I literally can't go do anything.
I really don't know if I don't know if I had anxiety because like I didn't have problems leaving my home.
All the way from about North Carolina.
I mean, I don't know.
Get me out more often.
Almost to Canada.
Get me.
I'd love to go to space and avoid everything for
nominal
scientific
propulsion on that second stage.
Look, they're over 7,000
kilometers. Continuing to make their way into orbit.
Look at the programs on the ship, like the Windows, like we were talking about. Their computers today and their buttons and stuff that they got.
Dragon SpaceX.
Look at that. But the boot.
It on iPods.
But look at his boot, dude. The boot looked like a farmer's boot for real, though. It's a straight farmer's boot.
All right, here in nominal trajectory.
They look calm, but it's probably because they were stuck to their seat. What, 2,000 miles per hour or something like that?
That they're using to get telemetry and data back from this spacecraft.
Stage 2 propulsion is still nominal.
Can you imagine the work that has to be done inside of that cabin to even out all that pressure?
Oh, yeah. I dive, so I definitely know what below pressure is like. And above pressure is the same. Wow. Check that out. Look, we're watching like still.
Oh, we're all up on top of the shot. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, no.
A little over 4 minutes, 40 seconds into the flight. Bob and Doug flying at more than 5,600 miles
Dragon
per hour.
SpaceX nominal trajectory.
Already almost 200 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center.
200 miles away already, downrange. What is that? The satellite that is on the right? Or is it?
I don't know. I literally didn't even know this was happening when I woke up this morning.
Wow.
So I don't know where they're going,
While
what
they
they're doing, what their
it looks
plan
like
is.
we are getting a view of the first stage as well.
All right, so we got
On your right screen, you can see that first stage with the grid fins deployed. It's making its way back to attempt to land on our drone ship. Of course, I Still Love You today.
Oh, that's where it's going to land.
We're
It's
just
going to
about
land on a drone
minute,
trip.
a couple minutes away from the entry burn, and that's where three
But what
of
does
the
the drone
9
ship look like?
Merlin engines do ignite to help slow the vehicle down as it re-enters back into the Earth's atmosphere. And then after the entry burn will be the landing burn, which is just a single engine
Dragon
burn.
SpaceX nominal trajectory.
Are they landing today?
And you heard
Starting chill for entry burn.
there's that call out. They are still on a nominal trajectory on Dragon, still on second stage, and that's that
that's the
MVAC
part that
engine
they
on
dropped.
second stage.
Yeah,
on
the
your left
thrusters.
screen.
You remember I worried about that immediately. I was like, are they gonna like pick that up or just let it rot in the fucking
Again, on
ocean?
your right screen is that first stage booster.
If it makes
coming
the
back
if it makes the ocean.
towards our drone ship. Of course, I Still
They
Love
pick
You.
it up
We're
and make
about
use
a
of it.
minute away from entry burn.
Entry burn. Are they
While
re-entering?
that second stage continuing to power
bottom part
Dragon
is.
into orbit. Again, if you're keeping an eye on that timer, that's going to continue to burn until 8 minutes and 44 seconds into flight. So a little over 2
Okay,
minutes
so
from
right
now,
now
we'll hear
what
the
you're
call
seeing
out,
is
Seco.
the burners
It'll then
fall
be
back to
a
Earth?
little
Stage 2
under-
propulsion
or a
in the
little
right
over-
screen.
In the right
a little
screen.
over 3 minutes until Dragon physically separates from the second stage of the Falcon 9 after the upper
Dragon
stage.
All I
Focus
really
on
need to do is
trajectory.
take that image, put a Google Map image on it, and make like that thing is gonna fall on our house. It's like it's coming to us.
Bob and Doug, as they are on a nominal trajectory.
And then it does.
Just about 10 seconds away.
So
from that first
on
stage.
the left here is the
Starting
piece
at
falling
entry
to
burn on
Earth,
the right screen. You
and
should be able to
I
see
mean
that
on my right,
live.
and then on my left here, this is the piece that is flying.
Yeah. That's the Dragon, homies.
This is the Dragon. This is a
And there
thruster
is
of
that
the
entry
Dragon.
burn beginning.
Oh look, it's burning up.
Yeah.
Ah, I would think that the fire was more worse than that.
Seconds long.
I mean, it just hit that part of the atmosphere.
Look how like it looks more like an electrical charge than a regular fire coming off of burnwood.
Oh,
yeah. You know what I mean? It looks
It's a lot higher
electrical.
speed, though. That's burning at a
That
high
entry
speed.
burn continues. We're just about a minute away from Seco. We'll have a number of events.
My
all
question is,
happen
how did they
in
know
rapid
re-entering the
succession.
Earth would burn?
It'll be second engine cutoff.
Stage one
We'll be
entry burn
looking for
shutdown.
that stage 1 landing burn.
Maybe they did it the
shortly
first
after.
time they sent shit into space, and when it came back in, it was just burning up.
Actually,
And they're like,
just
oh, fuck.
within a few seconds of each
We
other.
should have accounted for that, too.
Must have been the
It's such a
unarmed mission
cool
first.
view on
The
your
rocket
left
went out and
screen,
then brought it back.
seeing
Say,
Bob
hey,
and Doug
why'd
on
the ship
the
come back
Dragon.
burned?
Right now you can see
Yeah,
the
man, 'cause
displays
space
that they are
organizations
seeing right now themselves.
Terminal guidance.
Sending crafts out into orbit for many years
back
before they
to
ever
Alpha.
tried sending a life form up there.
I want this
They
kind
wanted
of
to make sure they
connection.
worked out the flight kinks.
We are coming up
I want this kind of
25
connection
seconds
for
or
my
so away
videos. I
from
mean, look
Seco,
at
our
that.
second
Whatever that
engine
camera
path.
is on top of that thing that's dropping,
Also the
went
point
through
where
heat,
Bob and Doug are
went
experiencing
through all
their
kind of
highest
stuff.
G-force.
It's
We've seen
quality.
the counter
Right.
tick up to
Oh,
right about
just as I talk about the
It's
signal
probably
drops.
encased in something
You
very
heard Shannon,
protected.
Hey,
so
wait
that
a
just
minute,
means
man.
there's
Still would
final
have to be a
abort
high
zones
quality
if they
camera.
were to abort
Let's
at
go
this
look
point,
at this real
that would
quick.
be
Look
an
at this
abort to
thruster
orbit
right here.
or
If you
to
look
land
around the
off
border
the
right here, you
coast
see a blue
of
lining,
Ireland, standing
which is
by for
commonly
second
a line that you'd see when there's a Photoshop image. People will
I was wondering where you were going with that.
Seco's second engine
people
cut
will
off.
argue and say,
Now
"Hey,
we are
no, that's the
waiting for our
blue from
first
the
stage to
fuel."
make its way to our drone
I don't know.
process 11.
This is where they photoshopped it right inside there.
Confirmation nominal orbital.
Are they? Oh, I think this is the craft that's
And what you're seeing on your
that
screen
they're
is a
trying to
live
land
view
that
of
thing
our
on as it
drone
comes
ship,
back into orbit.
where our first
Oh,
stage
so
will
in
be
other
coming
words, they're
down.
picking up their rubbish.
Yeah, good. That's exactly
Looks
what
like
I
we
was
lost that
wondering.
live view, but
Oh, there we got
wait for
answers.
confirmation of that
rubbish.
They're
landing
picking
shortly
up
here.
the stuff that's gonna fall in the sea.
And there you
That
can
was-
see on your screen,
It landed.
Falcon 9 has landed.
No, they
Nice,
clipped.
good
This is
shit.
They
first
clipped off
Falcon
the
9
part that it landed. Ah, conspiracy, man. Conspiracy already. Theories. They clipped that one moment that they clipped. You're gonna people are gonna talk about it forever. They just did a David Copperfield on us. There's actually two ships in the ocean. They looked alike, and all they did was flip to the next camera. Oh my God! Shit. They're gonna be like,
All right, we did.
Amboy has debunked the space landing.
oh no, the feds just came knocking at my door.
Right now, exactly where they're
Run, partner!
Get in! I know too much.
outlaws.
I know too much.
Dragon will
Swag
separate.
was.
Looks
Real
like we saw
outlaws
a
here.
zero G indicator.
I don't
floating
know. Like,
around
let's
there.
be honest. Let's
Right.
question the suits
A little
though.
bit
Do
about what
those suits
exactly that is that
look
they brought up
like
with
they?
them.
I mean, you see space from their camera. Does the suit look logical to you?
And before
I
separation,
don't know what an
before
illogical
Dragon
spaceship
initiates
would look like.
separation from the second stage,
I know,
they
but do
make
we
sure
really know?
They look like they got better.
They
They're
do
less
ensure
bulky.
that the vehicle is not
True.
spinning and it is
That
in
I could
good
say. They're
condition
like, look,
before
they're
we
fitted in a
separate.
more tighter seat.
That's
You
right,
remember
the
those
upper
big
stage says
clunky motherfuckers
small
they were
attitude
walking
maneuver
with back in the
using
60s and
cold
70s?
gas
Are like,
thrusters
Oh
built into
yeah,
the rocket
let's
body
go.
itself.
I'll,
that looks like you could just like take a walk in it.
Exactly. So
You
we
might be
do
hot as a
expect that
motherfucker.
separation to occur in about a minute from now. But
What-
You can
what-
at least move.
What's
we
that
do
video
wait until we have
with
full
Bruce
confirmation
Bruce
that it
Willis
is ready to
Bruce
separate.
Willis and
Such cool views.
not-
I cannot get over this view that we are
the
seeing
space
right
shuttle
now.
one.
I don't remember.
Bob and Doug on the right screen, inside of Crew Dragon,
Space
out in
movie.
space.
Keywords. It's
Armageddon. That's it.
kilometers
That's the
over
one we're
planet
going.
Earth,
We're looking
or
for
a little
Armageddon
over
over here. I'm
124
gonna bring
miles,
up something.
traveling in excess of 2,700 meters, 27,000 meters per second.
Right here. This is basically
About
what I
15,000
wanted to
miles
show
per
you,
hour.
right? So,
Oh, the trailer?
Again, we're just standing by. That separation event should be coming up shortly. And they'll begin a series of checks on the Draco thrusters that are going to be used to maneuver and then power Dragon on its flight to the International Space Station. Standing by for separation.
Expected loss of signal, Wallows.
It sounds like we had an expected LOS loss of signal with one of the ground stations. Waiting for confirmation now of that setup.
Dragon separation confirmed.
Dragon separation confirmed.
There is a great view right in front of you of dragons separating.
Hey, Angel, this is the suits that you're talking about.
Dragon is now officially making its way to the International Space Station today.
There, wait, where is it?
Dragon SpaceX, we've got separation call.
There, here we go.
We have a few words.
Watch, you're going to see the spacesuits. We're going to bring it up.
Standing by.
Come on, where
Dragon, Chief Engineer on Dragon to ground. Bob Doug, on behalf of the entire launch team, thanks for flying with Falcon 9 today. We hope you enjoyed the ride and wish you a great mission.
There you go. I was looking for that part.
They're all orange and shit. Like, why
Thanks,
orange?
Bella. Congratulations to you and the F9 team for the first
Is it easier to see in space? It's orange.
ride for Falcon
Do we
9.
need? I would
And it
say
was
maybe
incredible.
they needed to see each other in
Appreciate all the
space.
hard work and thanks for
Let's
the
get
great,
that out of the way and
ride
tune
to
into
space.
this.
All right.
Copy all.
Yeah, the spacesuits look like they got a lot better
Of the team,
from movies.
Thank you so much for what
modern
you've
real
done
life.
for us today, putting America back into low Earth orbit from the Florida coast.
What?
Copy all. Good luck.
Really? That was it?
Make that the big screen again.
Oh.
All right,
There we
so
go.
Bob
There we
and
go.
Doug are in
And Dragon
space.
SpaceX, we confirmed
It's
nominal
13
equal
minutes
activation and
after the
service up to
actual
Draco
launch,
checkouts.
and
Nose
people
cone
are
deploys in
still
progress.
captivated tuning into this thing.
Copy all. We're monitoring.
Oh man, I give them a few
Cork here
likes
in Hawthorne
because
giving
they
the crew
nailed
a heads
the
up
launch.
Yeah.
That
It was
We
perfect.
have confirmation the nose cone is deploying. So again, that nose cone is going to open up a little bit more than 90 degrees, goes up to about, I think, 105 degrees. And that's going to expose the actual docking ring and the hatch that they're going to be going through once they attach to the International Space Station. And also 4 of those Draco thrusters, we call them the forward bulkhead thrusters, they're going to be used for these major phase burns or firings
Draco
of those thrusters
is the name of the
to actually
thrusters.
raise their orbit gradually over the coming hours.
And they're called forward bullhead thrusters.
Also heard good activation of the ECLIS, that's the Environmental Control and Life Support System. That's everything controlling
just some
their
random
atmosphere.
cowboys in the
just
information
keeping Dragon a nice, safe, habitable
Just
environment.
space
where They're going
cowboys.
to be living
Space
for the next
cowboys.
19 hours until they arrive at the space station.
Right, exactly. And Falcon 9's job may be done
this is
for
good.
today, but the mission is not over. Crew Dragon's job is not done. As you can see, Bob and Doug are still inside Crew Dragon, making their way. It will be a 19-hour trip to the International Space Station before they dock tomorrow morning.
Wow. 19 hours before they reach the space station.
And such cool views. I love that we can get these
We're
live
gonna have to
views
tune in
here
tomorrow
and
to see it.
and watch what they're doing now that they are in orbit.
Yeah, it's incredible to just
They
be
made
looking
it.
over their shoulder.
Are they getting out of their seat now?
Be along for
I
the
don't know,
ride.
but they made it to orbit, so now they just gotta
And
get to
we're
the
going to be
station.
with them, and we're going to be with all of you the entire way.
Dude, this
That
was
was
a,
like the
for their
highest
journey
pressure
to the
part
space
right there
station.
next to
We're gonna
landing
be
back on Earth.
Covering live throughout.
That was
Were they
the
gonna make it
cleanest.
through the
We'll obviously
atmosphere
have
into
a sleep
orbit?
period,
They fucking did it.
where they'll get
Look-
about 8 hours
look
of
at the
sleep a
launch
little bit
pad.
later today before they wake up for all
The
of
launch
their final
site.
approach.
That looks like a
One
fucking
of the
Apple
major things
store.
we are looking forward to in the next couple of days is gonna be their
Just-
first turn at the control.
It looks like a cheaper
actually
version
getting
of
the iPad.
NASA's actual launch.
Yeah. Look,
like-
they really went minimalistic on the desks.
Right, that's what I was saying.
They're essentials here,
Assuming
guys.
we have
If we have a
ground
computer, we're
station
good.
coverage, we'll be
Look,
able to get views
more space
right
on the
inside
floor is
Dragon,
what we need.
looking over their
I need to
shoulder
be able to
as
see
they
everybody's
manipulate
legs when
the
I'm passing
display.
by.
But I mean, we had
Not hiding
a
notes under
smooth
your
ride
desk,
uphill
cheating on the
both
test.
stages of the
Mm-mm.
Falcon
It's the
9
real
doing
thing.
their job, placing Bob and Doug.
That
in
launch
orbit.
was really clean though.
I mean,
Like that
this
was
is
like
a
the
day-
cleanest launch
this
I've
is a
saw to date.
historical
Yeah,
day.
nothing
This is
blew
us
up or died.
Kicking off
No,
that new
nothing.
era
It was
At
a
least
good
that
launch.
we
flight
saw. I
we've
wonder
all
how
been
many
talking
like
about
birds
and
they just
longing
like
for
decimated
since
on their
the
way up
space
into
shuttle
orbit.
program
Just
came
like
to an end in
birds that were
2011.
flying by right as the ship took
And
off.
the weather
Just cooked 'em.
cooperated.
I don't know.
Yes.
Birds
Second
too. They're
time's a charm.
like
I wonder
sometimes.
about shit like that with planes too. How many like birds you
Right,
think
so
get
day
knocked
for the
out by
history
Oh,
jet
man.
books As you can see, we have lost some live signal there, but the mission still continues, and we're going to send it over to KSC to continue broadcasting live with you.
Is that the official NASA sign on top of that dude?
Yeah, Jesse and Dan, we are just in awe over here. When I woke up this morning and looked at the weather forecast,
I wonder how much
like,
NASA paid to have their name on this shit because like, it was a SpaceX operation.
And the room cleared out.
But NASA's like blowing their name up right next to it.
And inside, the lights were shaking, the cameras were shaking. Lauren
Maybe
came
they
back
used
in
the
with
NASA
tears in
base.
her
I don't
eyes.
know.
Well, the whole thing from my view,
really
the whole thing from my view went really clean. I mean, I delivered really good skies is what I think, so they could launch this thing today. And I'm proud of myself too. They're above me right now, but still it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yo, man, Wagwan, that thing was really, really good, man. I'm telling you. The launch was amazing.
We can do when we
oh, wait, hold on.
American astronauts on an American rocket from American soil showing you what Americans can do when we
yeah,
come
man.
together as a
That's
team
what we got to
and
do.
blast
So,
Doug and,
yeah.
and Bob off to the cosmos.
Look at the dude
this is
right
what
here.
it's all about, and their families. And everyone is working together.
Oh, it was a beautiful flight, by the way, guys.
So,
Nobody asked me.
That dude is blissed out on this subject right now. He's like, I'm so happy that this shit just happened. I don't even know what to say. Don't ask me questions. I just want to smile.
Dude.
We want to go over to Daryl at OSB2. He's there with
Something
the administrator who
that's pretty
hopefully has more
unbelievable
work to
just
do
happened.
because we're still kind of speechless. Daryl?
Incredible here, Marie, at the Operations Support Building, where a chorus of applause has been.
That was some great acting by all of those that cast. It seems so real. Hey, credits to the producers and everybody who made this happen.
I want to thank my agent.
Woo! Because
thank the Academy.
I will never see these guys in my life. I don't know if they're real.
Yeah, I think shit like that too.
Oh man, it's all a big conspiracy. Everyone.
It's been 9 years since we've launched American.
I like something Neil deGrasse Tyson said one time. He was like, all the work it would take to fake all these like documents and broadcasts and shit, you might as well just go to space.
Charlie Bolden, who was my
I was
predecessor as the NASA administrator.
I think so too, bro.
He fought hard for this program at a time when it didn't get any support in Congress.
Look at all these suits, man.
We now have an
Suits.
administration that is fully
Expensive
supportive
suits.
of our space
Expensive
flight
suits.
not just on
How
the
do we know that
exploration and
they're
discovery,
not
going to
buying
the
it
moon
at
on Mars,
cheap
but also
and the
from a Space
general
Force
public's
perspective,
getting that shit
our
at
budgets
like
are going up,
markup
things are
because they
strong,
wear it?
And today was just it was an
I mean, brother,
just an
we're being
amazing day.
sold to wear
You know, one of the
suits,
things the
right?
president
Their
did right
paychecks
out
are
of the
so
gate when he
fat,
became
though.
president
Oh,
is he
man,
created
they
what's called the
probably-
National Space
Would you, if
Council.
I mean, how
And he
often
put
do
the
you
vice
get in a
president
suit?
as chairman of the National Space Council.
Not very
On that
often, but
National
believe it or
Space
not, I
Council,
could pull one
you've
off.
got the Secretary of Defense and
Everybody
the
always says I
Secretary
look
of
good.
State
If you
and
had
the
access
Look
to
good, I'll
Secretary
never
of
wear them.
Transportation,
If you had
Secretary of
access to
Education,
great suits in your
the
current
chairman of the Joint
lifestyle,
Chiefs, all of these
like a lot of
different,
suits
amazing
just at your
individuals
disposal,
that deal
how
with
often
space
would you
day
find
in,
yourself
day
in a
out.
suit
A lot
now?
of people
All
don't
the
realize how
time.
many
Really?
parts
All
of
the
program
time,
go
bro.
to space. And the vice president invited
But
the
like
members of the
exclusively
National
at
Space Council here
ironic
as well.
times, like
So,
when we were like jamming out at the lake
we
bed
just
with
had-
all
and
the
then we had
hippies and
members
drum
of
circles and
Congress,
shit the other
bipartisan
night,
members of
just
Congress,
pop up in a
Republicans and
full-on
Democrats,
suit, shiny shoes, and
who have
everything
been
out in the
involved in
fucking desert.
supporting this program.
I would be an anomaly out there. People would be like, "Why are you wearing like a $3,000 suit at a drum circle?
You know
Like,
what?
why isn't anyone else?"
Yeah, for real. Like I totally want to be like an anomaly out there when I get out there. Like I don't want to just be myself. I want to be the out there person, you know? Especially, I feel like it's
Break
almost
the
like
boundaries.
yeah, I feel it's almost like a
That's what they
competition.
just did. Break the boundaries.
Break boundaries, man.
It's now deployed.
Now that boundary that we had has been broken, and they've set a new boundary. How far have we actually gone out into space? Has the most furthest we got been measured?
As far as humans go?
Yeah, like how far have we casted a
Supposedly the
ship
moon.
out? The moon.
Supposedly the moon.
Oh, bro.
I say supposedly because a lot of people say that was faked. A lot of people say it was real, but I'm like, supposedly the moon is as far
All
as
right.
we sent the
Do you
person.
have a biased opinion? Do you have one?
I really don't have an opinion. I entertain all sides when it comes to these conspiracies because I'm like, I don't know. I saw the same thing you saw, the stuff on TV.
Exactly, and for me, I'm very.
I don't know if that's real or not. Movies look really fucking real. I don't know.
And for its time,
I wasn't on a ship that day that went to the moon. I couldn't tell you.
Here.
Humans actually went there.
Here, we'll go ahead and Well, I'll go look for the moon in that time. What
That was
That's a big risk. You know, he also
1969? So 1969 was the first time they sent someone to the moon?
Okay, first.
Was it 68? 68 or
69? The initiatives that I put forward, and I think that's.
Yep, 69.
We have not had that kind of leadership for space in a very, very long time. And
all right.
And we're so grateful.
Look, that was.
This is supposed to be authentic. Moon landing. Here we go.
Bringing the past to your present.
Authentic moon landing. I know I'm supposed to have this thing like somewhere.
Look at these massive like 3 jets. They just did it with one on the SpaceX ship. How many years later?
Look at that. Look how the rocket looks like. Apparently, in design, we do not have a rocket that is smooth on the outside that the future was predicted to be. We still have rigid-looking rockets.
Gotten thinner though.
Thinner? Yeah, I think we got more powerful fuel. More powerful fuel, so the less need to. And
yeah, look how fat that one is on the bottom. Wait, no.
That's one huge booster.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, I actually.
But the one that they just fucking used today,
right there.
Way more. That was like the compact of rockets. You know what I mean? That was like, that was the smart car of rockets.
Oh yeah. Look at it.
Versus 50 years ago. I don't know what rockets are looking like now.
Look at what they went through. That look, the materials look of the time. You know what I mean? It's reflecting the materials of time. I don't think the shuttles and stuff look like that. But I mean, where is the first moon landing? This is going up. Yeah, okay, so this is all parts going up to the first moon landing. All right.
Look at all those fancy buttons. They didn't have iPads.
No.
Saps.
There was no tempered glass protecting the surfaces, so they see. Look, they look back and they see planet Earth. Now, come on.
See, that's the shit that confuses me, is how Earth could look so small from the moon. I want to understand that perspective, you know what I mean?
I would think, okay, because we're talking about, scientists say that the Earth is larger than the moon, right? Or is the moon larger than the Earth?
Earth is larger than the moon.
Okay,
They say,
so if we look back at, if we're looking at the moon and the moon is that big in the sky, when we look from the moon, I would think that looking back to the Earth, being the Earth is larger, that it should look bigger.
That's right, and as you follow along,
it does look bigger. I just thought it would look
post-launch news conference
more bigger for some reason.
Yeah.
Maybe I just don't understand the size difference.
Maybe at the time, and like we said, get into the conspiracy theory that having to pull back the moon like that, or the Earth, could say like you needed to hide things, like, well, we didn't have a really clear shot or something. They didn't. I mean, think of it. This
They
time
didn't take their iPhone camera.
they didn't have green screen at this time. They had a thing that was like chroma keying, but it wasn't called green screen, and you needed smoke and mirrors to make this happen.
The day America returned astronauts to orbit.
That's cool. It looks like he's like raking the land. He's like,
Yeah, it was one of the things like looked like he picked up pool.
go up to the moon.
All right, guys. So this part right here of the moon, the first moon landing, is one of the reasons why we're trying to figure out. Is one of the reasons why we're trying to figure this out. Look at the way that
we have 2 moon landings going on now.
Now, this is the stuff. This is no, this is just commercial now. No, we're talking about the conspiracy of the first moon landing. That was the thing that we was doing. Wait,
look at where my head ended up.
Did it change?
What is this thing that I am a part of?
It changed. There you go. All right. So, look at the landscape. Okay, you see the black, like.
Yeah.
Do you think, honestly, the atmosphere looking down like that, like you would see such a clear-cut image of the ground? Like when you look at this, when you look at like the ground being so vividly white and the space being so vividly black, it gives you opportunity to edit, right? Because you don't have to worry about foreign objects kind of like getting in the way.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I can see both.
That'd be a filmmaker's dream.
I can see both sides, like how you're saying. Like I can see how like this could be real for the time, And then I could see how it could not be real because, yes, we had the technology to pull off something like this.
Oh, yeah. We're very good filmmakers. At the same time, we're also very good explorers. That right there is the
top of a freaking, that right there is actually the top of, what is the burrito wraps called?
Burrito wraps?
The flour wrap. Tortilla.
Oh, tortilla.
That looks like the top of a tortilla. Right?
Or tortilla of a moon.
Oh, man.
No, that's dope, though, man. That's one. I hope it was real. I'll say that much. I don't have an opinion about if it was real or not. I hope it was real. That'd be really cool to say humanity put a couple people on the moon.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck we would want to do on the moon other than just be on it for a few hours.
Yeah.
Bring back some samples for study and be like, okay, guys.
And
there's really nothing to do there, though.
Yeah. And there is the answer to your question for your theorists on the moon landing. And this is one of the biggest questions that they always say. Why have man never went back to the moon? And here's that answer.
There's no amusement parks on the moon yet.
Here's
Futurama hasn't built them.
Look at the moon's surface. I mean, look at it. How long would you want to be there?
I could probably, just for the novelty of it being the moon, I could spend like a lot of time there. But eventually I'm going to be like, okay, there's like no thing to do.
There's nothing. There's nothing. Only what you brought. If you made it there's
no other
only
life
what you
forms
brought.
to play with other than the people we brought. And I just spent days in a spaceship with these fuckers.
But some people on a moon.
How long did it take them to get to the moon after launch? I don't remember.
It has K. This is the other thing too. They make like the moon is so freaking far away, but yet back in the day they didn't have live cast. So this footage was actually shown to the public 2 days later than the actual footage. It wasn't live.
It was just shown to them.
It was just shown to them like a couple days later after the launch. And so, yeah, because we didn't have medias like we do today. So like they just had to believe what was delivered to them on that site. And black and white TV and connection stuff, everything was real. Allowed a lot of room to make stuff because it weren't as clean as today.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so instantaneous today.
They talk about the light direction, why you got the space shuttle's light, the shadow going this way, but these guys, their space shuttle, their space shadows is casting that way, so it's suggesting alternate light sources going like this. You know what I mean? Something like that. So that's like.
I mean, I imagine they were equipped with lights if they ended up on the dark side of the moon. They wanted to still be able to see stuff,
I think they haven't gone to the dark side of the moon.
It's supposed to be cold as fuck.
Now, going back there, if it's cold as fuck, is these things look like they can battle the cold?
I wish I knew. This goes back to I don't know what a bad spacesuit looks like. I don't know what a good.
I know.
All I know is from 50 years ago to now, the image of them has gotten less bulky.
Man.
And I'm sure astronauts are fond of that, at least.
Oh, yeah. Even the, everything got less bulky. The ships and everything got more streamlined and everything like that. Look at that. Look at the cockpit. Is it called a shuttle cockpit right here?
I imagine so.
And look what he's wearing. His gear doesn't look as protective as the other ones were. Like more safety featured kind of thing, like the newer ones. The new ones seem like they come with an onboard airbag that if a threat was happening, the suit would go.
Right.
I
don't know if they have various outfits that they wear when they're in orbit or traveling through space too, though. I wonder.
I'm pretty sure they have various outfits. That one's just junk. I wanted to try a couple like things.
Some strange backgrounds.
Yeah, that one messed up. I only can get like the faces and stuff like that, And go put on our beards.
Put on our beards.
Yeah. Your beard
now
looks
we look
nice.
like a 90s band.
Kinda.
A 90s frat rock band.
We are gnashing.
I gotta play this way.
Rick and Morty. I'm
Ash and Morty.
There was one of the moments where you look around for like a name. It's like, and so what's the name of you, sir?
Right.
Yamaha. Call me Yamaha.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy though. That right there. Look at this. This is what's going on. I think it's mostly
navigation
commercial.
sensors used for that very slow and methodical approach to station.
At approximately 5:24 a.m. Pacific time, that's tomorrow morning, Draco thrusters on Dragon will fire for the approach initiation burn when Dragon is about 2.5 kilometers below station and just about 7 kilometers behind it. This will swing Dragon up until it is about 400 meters directly below the station, and this maneuver will also move Dragon inside one of those 2 safety zones around the station that requires a set of go-no-go pulls with the different control teams.
I'm going to jump into
the approach
future.
ellipsoid, which is an imaginary shape measuring about 4 kilometers by 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers, which is essentially a large 3-dimensional oval. Before Dragon is given permission to move inside the ellipsoid, referred to by the teams as the AE, it is configured to be on what is known as a 24-hour safe trajectory. This means that if Dragon lost all control...
SpaceX for update.
If Dragon lost all control to its thrusters, it would be at least 24 hours before its trajectory would move inside the approach ellipsoid.
Okay, for suit docking,
She's an
we're still waiting for
experienced
cabin to
talker,
be below
dude.
25C
She
and
knows when to
trending
shut her
down.
mouth. She's like,
It looks like it's on the way there, but not quite. And the second item is during the burn, we may have intermittent comm and due to pointing, and this is expected.
During the burn?
We're just listening.
The cabin temps and suit docking and the intermittent comm during the burn.
Good read back, and we are go for the phase burn. Looks like it's in about 12 minutes.
What's the phase burn?
Go for the phase burn.
We're just getting a couple of quick updates. They're still wearing those suits that they've been in since we saw them suit up in the O&C building several hours ago. Once temperature just comes down inside the cabin a little bit, they'll get to go to doff or just take their suits off. And you just heard we're less than 12 minutes now from that first burn called the phase burn. Getting back to where we're going to be tomorrow, though, once Dragon arrives at just 400 meters below the station, it's going to be what's known as Waypoint 0. And that's the first checkpoint during our approach. The vehicle can hold at 400 meters, or it can continue on if all the systems check out, and then we'll begin the approach to Waypoint 1. By this point, the teams will do a go-no-go for Dragon to move inside the keep-out sphere.
I do that.
It's another one of those zones around the station, and it's an imaginary sphere with a radius of about 200 meters. It's just another chance to confirm all the guidance, navigation, and control systems are working correctly on Dragon before we move it in really close to station. And
Like
it carries
I got
a similar
hunger force.
requirement to the AE that Jesse talked about, where if Dragon lost all control of its thrusters, it would not go inside of that sphere for at least 4 orbits or about 6 hours instead of the 24 hours for the approach ellipsoid.
Dragon's move from waypoint 0 to waypoint 1 will swing it up and out in front of the station, pausing at a distance of approximately 220 meters.
Their audio has
at this
been
point,
delayed,
it will be on what we
other
call
ones
the
wasn't.
docking axis, which essentially means it is directly in front of the docking port. Bob and Doug are headed to the forwardmost port
so
of the
hard to do
International
because
Space
audio
Station,
moves faster
the Node 2
than
forward port.
vision.
That is where
So
Dragon
you gotta
docked
like
last
slow the
year on
audio
the Demo
down
1 mission,
intentionally
and where one
for the
of
vision
the
to catch
2
up.
international docking adapters is located. These were installed for new commercial spacecraft flights and any other future spacecraft that also use the International Docking Standard.
Before moving into the
She
final
sounds of an
waypoint, the
emergency.
crew will
Oxygen
execute
mask will
their
drop from the
second
ceiling.
manual flight
She sounds
test,
like she's reading
except this
from
time
a
will be in what
script.
we call the near field. That just means they're close to the station.
It's too
The
perfect.
crew will actually command a hold when they're 220
There's a monitor in
meters
front of
away
her.
from the
That's why the
station
eyes
and
look like
conduct
that.
a series of maneuvers. So it'll be Doug and Bob at the controls. First, they'll fly Dragon to the center line of the docking approach, just precisely lining it up with that docking port. Then they'll do a number of translational maneuvers, so using the Draco thrusters on Dragon to move it around the different axes. And then they'll always be checking in with the ground on how much propellant is used. Again, translational is just you're moving back, forward, side to side. When we refer to attitude maneuvers, it's where you're pointing.
ASMR.
But once they're complete with that, they'll transition control back over to the Dragon flight computer to resume that automated docking.
This is pretty loud.
And once
Well,
Dragon
you
is
can hear my
only
neck.
20 meters away from waypoint 2, that the spacecraft focuses on aligning its docking system with the docking adapter. Dragon will then fly in and make contact with the IDA, giving us what we call a soft capture. The soft capture ring then retracts until sensors indicate it's time for hooks to drive in place to give us a hard capture and firmly secure Dragon to the station. Then it's time for leak checks and hatch opening, which is currently timelined to come about 2 hours following docking.
Leak checks!
We're going to be here with you the entire way, and again,
I'm
it's going to
good.
be a two-team effort once Dragon gets really close. So why don't we jump over to Gary, International Space Houston. It's got to be exciting seeing that launch and knowing that they're on the way to you. How's the team doing?
That's where they
Gary?
are.
I love the film style that they're using on these two reporters because they
Dan,
didn't just
there
go
is
like
allotment
boring
from the
news.
room. We are
Casting a couple
closely
set
monitoring
cameras. They're, like,
Dragon's
moving around and, like,
a few burns that are coming up here. You've
Why
both
didn't
did a
they
great
really
job
sell the
of
camera work
describing
on
some,
announcement? They're
some
like-
of those. From the International Space Station
The
side of
minimized
things,
table
we're
looked
really
like
in a
that
monitor
is
mode,
very still
for
kind of
much of the flight.
classic old
That's
table.
like-
Once it gets
that's like the
closer to some of the
nerd
docking
area, the
portion
nerd
of the
bar
flight
at
that
the
you
Apple
were going
Store.
through,
Or the geek station or whatever the fuck over at Best Buy.
It actually looks like a
Look at all these geeks killing it.
like a game room, but without the RGBs.
That's a LAN party, bro.
Without RGBs. We need more RGB. If that was my place, I'd be like, bring in the RGB. More fans. We need more fans and more lights. I don't know. I like lights, so like I think if I had that option, all my businesses would end up with some
Look,
kind
all
of
this
light.
man's hair went to his face. That's what's up, bro. Where
That's
it comes
gravity.
out.
That's gravity. His hair went
Yeah.
down to his chin.
Yeah, where it comes out, bro.
Hey, it comes out. What would you do if you lost like this part of your hair and just had the sides? Would you keep it?
I don't know.
You just told him to wear it how it
really
comes
don't know.
out. You told him wear it how it comes out.
Wear it how it comes out.
Where would you suggest that you think you would lose hair first if you did lose hair? Would you think you just start balding in the back, or you think you'd be the kind of guy that lose it in the front?
Balls. Lose it on my balls first. I'm just kidding.
I think that everyone who has
don't know.
every person I ever saw with the whittle hairline with that point like that, they all lose their hair. I don't know. It's just something that where the hair.
That's where it starts to recede for a lot of people, and a lot of times balding like that is correlated to heart blockage.
Like this dude right here is gonna lose his hair. Nah. Yeah,
He's got
he
a lot
does.
of volume
He
on
does.
that head,
Enjoy it while you got it, buddy.
Look, he really fucking his girlfriend teased that shit for him this morning and then combed it back. Like, we're not gonna slick your hair back. We're gonna lift it and then
All right.
slick it back.
How do you think he sounds? Like the volume's not on it. How do you think he sounds?
He probably sounds determined.
It's determined.
Great
He
views
looks
from Bob and
determined or
Doug
whatever
incrementally. We'll be following right along through the duration of this
I'll tell
flight
you what,
until it
higher
docks just
voice
19
than I
hours
thought it
from
was
now.
gonna be. I thought he was
That's
gonna
it
be a
from
little
us from
deeper.
here in Mission Control.
Really?
Houston.
I thought I
Dan,
sounded
I'll
like
hand
to
it
me
back to you over in Hawthorne.
just as is.
All right, thank you, Gary.
He
Now
sounds like
joining
how
me
he
here
should sound.
In Hawthorne, though, we'll get her in a
Right.
second to get mic'd up and
Oh,
everything.
they
but
they
SpaceX's
replaced
Kate
the other
Tice,
chick. They're like, look,
who
you're
was
too
with us
good.
for Demo 1.
Yeah,
we
they
got
got
to do the
Hawthorne now.
splashdown together.
Are
and
they
now we're gonna
social
do
distancing?
Kind of that
They're
initial
social
flight on
distancing.
orbit with Bob and
I
Doug.
didn't really
Kate
notice,
jumping
but
in.
there's a
Absolutely. Hi,
freaking
everyone.
glass.
I'm Kate Tice.
Wait,
I'm a senior engineer
I
here
didn't
at
notice,
SpaceX.
but there
Really
is a
excited
glass right
to be
here.
joining
This
you
is the
for
pane
Demo
that's
2
between them.
webcast here with
And when you
Dan.
watch the side angle
Sit in
shot,
front of,
when you watch the
Mission
side
headquarters
shot,
here
then you're
in
gonna see
Hawthorne.
that they
So,
have a
like
plate
you were
in between
saying before,
in between
Dragon
us.
is going to be
In
performing
between them.
a couple of different things going on.
Crazy,
in the next
right?
Few hours. We're gonna have
They're really going
5
all the
major
way with
burns.
this shit.
That
But at the
is-
moment,
Hey, look, guys.
we are coming up to
That
We
is
really
fun.
need
which
people
is
to
the
stick to
phase
this
burn.
thing. Put a glass
That's going to
between
be,
these
again, the
speakers.
first firing of those thrusters, those Draco thrusters.
Look,
They'll
they
be
got
using both the
control of
forward
their
bulkhead,
own.
so
They
the
got
ones that were
complete
uncovered by
control
that
of their
nose cone,
own.
and also the ones around the service.
That's not where.
I bet you the other
And
chick
Wait here,
sneezed
here.
and they were like, get her away.
And it's
They got
expected
complete
to
control
last
right
about
here with
492
mixers
seconds
that
is
they
what
have
in
right
So
there.
it's gonna be a
And then
fairly
he has
heavy
one like
firing.
right over
And again,
here.
these are done just to gradually
Earlier I was
move
like,
up the orbit.
they
So
have
essentially
complete
what we're
control
doing
right
is
over
we're heading until
here.
we're at the highest point of our orbit over the Earth. we're firing the thrusters, and that raises up the lowest point of our orbit. And then we just circle everything out with what we call a co-elliptic burn once we get back
This
to
is
the
like
other
the most
side of the
awkward
orbit. So
shit
they're
in
going to
the
just
world
gradually
right now.
do
That
that
makes me more
over the
uncomfortable
coming
than
hours
anything is
until
when I
they're
just
at
got
the
into public
International
and I had to
Space
talk to
Station.
people
Then it's
through
time for docking.
glass.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I'm like, bro, that makes me so
like Dan
fucking
said,
uncomfortable.
We
That's
have
like
a
talking
total
to a
of-
bank
I
teller.
always step to
a
the
total
side
of
of it.
12 Draco
I'm like, fuck
thrusters
this.
on
I hate
board
the social
of
dynamic
Dragon.
people are doing.
I
In
hate
addition to
talking
the 4
through
bulkhead
the-
Draco thrusters, which we'll be
the
using
glass at the,
upcoming,
bank.
there are 12
You're like,
more Dracos in the service section,
Well, I mean,
which
at least
is
that
the
one makes
area
sense because
along
people
the
rob
lower part of the
banks with
Dragon
guns.
capsule. These will be used in every burn and are
Bulletproof glass, I
primarily
get
there
that.
to help maintain
But like a
Dragon's
sneeze guard at
attitude,
every
which
fucking
is especially
cashier. Come
important
on,
when
bro.
doing the finely tuned approach into docking. Now, they can also be used for smaller translational maneuvers, but right now we're approaching the phase burn, and that should be about 3 minutes.
She has a lot of knowledge.
Yep. So
what
we're
is
just
she
gonna
to
continue
this
to
thing?
stand by, wait for that phase burn. That'll be the first
So
major
this-
on-orbit
She
event.
has-
They've
They might be
done all of
knowledgeable, I
their
don't know,
checkouts, and the
Script.
nose cone is open. And then we'll be standing by. We should be having the first manual flight test coming up in just about 50 minutes from now, if everything goes well. So that'll be our first chance to watch Bob
Flight
Doug
test?
actually fly Dragon.
Oh.
And so, I mean, that's going to be really cool. Again, it's designed to fly itself the entire time, but it's the crew has the ability to step in should they need it, and this they'll actually
Should they
be
need it.
stepping in and taking
Autopilot,
control.
of
So they'll be
course.
flying
SpaceX
a
would
brand new
autopilot that
spacecraft
shit.
for the
Yeah.
very first time.
Yeah, something that I like to remind my friends and family, as we've been leading up to this launch for the last several days, this is a demonstration mission. And so, like that far field manual flight test that we'll have coming up a little bit later, Bob and Doug, they're test pilots. This kind of mission is what they live for. If I remember correctly, it was 1981. Shuttle Columbia was the last time that we tested a completely new vehicle. So it's been
There's
a
only
long
one.
time since anybody has
Columbia
had the
exploded on
opportunity
its way in.
to do a test flight like Bob and Doug are doing today and will
I
be
thought that it
continuing
was
to do
gonna
for
have
the next
two.
19 hours. So
But it
that
only has
opportunity
one.
for them
Dragon
to
SpaceX for Suthoff.
Wait, we should have put
that
on our
opportunity for
space
them
helmets.
to
There you go.
take control
Space
of
helmets
the
the whole
Dragon
time?
capsule if,
You're
for
fired.
some reason that they need
I
to.
know, really,
That's when
right?
they test
You're
the
fired.
objectives.
Fuck off.
Environments are stable. Our plan is to give you the go for Suthoff
Who
after the phase
owns?
burn. And
Google?
we are seeing Draco.
Like, I'm
Orbit
pretty
2
sure
Draco
they're-
4
Who
is a little
They'll
bit
be under a
space-based,
false
just
name.
out of family.
I think the
We're not
Elite
tracking
has
media
no
concerns, but just
real
wanted to
name.
make
They
you
probably
aware
use
that we
numbers.
are looking into that.
They're away from the system.
It was founded in 2002 by Elon Musk with the goal of reducing space transportation
Okay, copy
costs
that.
to enable
SpaceX,
the
will
colonization
have
of Mars.
docking after the burn, and then the
SpaceX has
Orbit 2
developed several launch
break
vehicles
forward
in the Dragon spacecraft.
Good readback.
That's what Wikipedia had to say about SpaceX. I was pretty sure it was an Elon Musk project.
So the crew
I
is
just
going to
wanted to
stay
double
in
check
their
with
suits
Google.
until after this phase burn, which we should be
So being
hearing
that it's
start
an
in
Elon
just
Musk
about a minute from now.
project, the things had to be a certain way. Knowing how he built cars, he'd
Oh, yeah.
be kind of like.
So that's why the autopilot thing for the ship makes total sense.
That's
why
why-
he's like one of the lead
I asked myself.
companies doing that shit right now. I was like, let's make more self-driving vehicles. If they didn't do that, honestly, they would have lost viewers.
Asked myself the same question. I was like, is Elon Musk behind this?
Dude, if it's bizarre and science fiction looking, it's probably Elon Musk at this point, because that dude just like dumps all his money into Twitter lawsuits and space. He has the record for the most expensive tweet in the world, bro.
Should be just 10
GNC
seconds
confirms
away.
He got sued so fucking hard for that shit.
Look at that. We had if whoever shot live feed of the launch, they had advertisement on top of that thing, and which is like free for this, obviously. But I'm like, look, Amboy Studio was like there on the whole launch. He brought it.
Interrupting your info section.
Yeah, you can go to
our
the
info.
you can go to the big dogs, but if you want to support small businesses, then watch it on my feed, like it was said, right?
For real,
using those forward bulkhead
It's
thrusters.
more fun.
Bro, we look like
so just
fucking
those four Dracos at the very top
Daft
underneath
Punk.
the nose
Yeah,
cone
Daft
to do
Punk.
these what called Delta V maneuvers. So just big changes in velocity that we're going to do to gradually raise this orbit up over the
Wait, we
coming
got to make
hours.
like we doing.
So
The
we're
camera's
watching
just
some
high
of the
enough that
screens.
you
We're
can't
able to
see
the
their
burn is
equipment.
in progress.
So
It's
they're
expected
going
to
like
last
this,
for
but
several minutes. So we'll just keep
you don't
an
even
ear
really
out,
know.
make sure that everything goes well, and then we'll get a report pretty much the same time the crew does on how the burn goes. So we're really just looking for those words "good burn" after it's complete.
You want to see something interesting?
Like we said, this is the first of
seeing a lot
5
of
major
things
burns that we
Alright.
will be performing
So-
over
Yes,
the
add
coming
to it.
hours. So this is basically the first major step
Okay,
in
this
the
is
free flight.
how they say, like, going off subject. We've seen the launch. If you guys want to see more, now we direct them to their place. Now, if you want to see what goes on for the next 24 hours from them, go ahead and watch NASA at SpaceX launch right now. And that's where you can see the rest of the stuff. Thank you for watching these things. Here.
Oh wait, there's my horns.
We're gonna show you something that happened. We're showing you illegal. We're gonna be showing you illegal content.
Good. You know, I was just thinking I have to pee. I would love to take the microphone with me while I do that. I'm just kidding.
It doesn't reach. I was over here trying
I'll
to
make
find.
it reach.
No, I was trying to find an extension. I was like, we'll extend it, bro. I was
Right.
with you.
All right, let me pop this bitch off.
All right. While he pops that bitch off, I'm gonna head and look for this piece of video and set this all up, so when he comes back, he can experience it with you as well. You guys are getting like the pre-release footage of this. Hold on. Where did I put it? First, I have to. Hey, what's up, everybody watching? I don't have my phone on me, so I am not keeping up with the comments. Or I do have my phone, but it is died. Say, let me see. Oh wait, let me see. Well, I guess there's. Wait, here we go. I guess there is no comment. Wait, that is not the one. Hold on, I am trying to get connected from this thing. All right. So is this live? Okay, this one is live. All right. There we go. All right. So I'm able to see the comments for whatever time. But yeah, I'm trying to find some video footage right now. So keep your eyes on that for now.
Keep your eyes on these nuts.
Keep your eyes on Angel's nuts.
Or a hand, that's also exciting.
On his hand. There we go. There we go. All right.
Oh shit, is that footy from the other night?
Man, I'm trying to get this to where it's going to be like not too. Where the hell did it go? I need it to be a little larger, but not too much larger. Just.
That is not what she said.
Right there. Oh, I can do that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. I'm a repeater. That's what I do. I repeat.
Tri-Bed Festival. Forget the word lake. Just Tri-Bed Festival.
See, it's
no one got laid.
No, okay. It's still in.
Also, there were no water beds.
It's still in beta. It's still in beta, so it's don't hate me. It's still in beta.
Tri-Beta Festival.
Beta testing. All right, so I'm gonna bring in one more window. So relax. Okay, this one is gonna be called dry bed. Dry bed. What do they call it? Dry bed festival. All right, so you guys are getting exclusive footage of this because I have not even got the name to this festival. This was a dry run. Makes so much sense.
Dry rub.
This is a dry run. This is a dry run of what was going on. All right. I got it. It was, what's the name of that thing? There it is. I think. Let me see. There we go. That should be the front. That should be the opening, the thumbnail.
That's a cool shot.
Makes sense.
Just the land out there looks hella cool.
Why am I not getting the window? Am I on window capture? Yeah. Hey guys. I know there's oh, right here. Strange that it's not capturing that thing. I need to make sure that it captures these things. Wow. What you're seeing right now is not a mess up. Actually, this is all part of the program. I let you see everything in the way that it's going. And why is this thing missing? Why can't I get this thing to play? That is freaking unusual. I normally can get this thing to go. All right, so let's go back to the properties. That's not even supposed to be triggered. Here we go. Keep watching that, and I'll figure this out while you guys listen to that. So let me bring that volume back up so I can figure this out.
How far behind the station you still are. It's not perfectly to scale.
Dragon, SpaceX, nominal burn.
Dragon, start date.
Nominal burn.
No, don't tell me that is the case. It cannot be the case.
And we just heard the two words we were hoping for, nominal burn. So 1 burn out of 5 checked.
Huh?
So that was the first one. The next one coming up is going to be the boost burn in about an hour and 24 minutes. Before they get to that, though, we are going to be looking forward to that manual flight test where they're going to be taking the reins and they're going to be taking control of Dragon itself.
Yeah, so in preparation for that moment, I highly encourage you all to check out the simulation that we have on SpaceX.com. It's actually an awesome opportunity for you to test your own skills at steering.
Hey, Dragon, SpaceX, we are disabling cameras, and you are go for suit doffing and on-orbit cabin configuration. Note
Sounds
that
like they're on a
caps,
plane,
which
right?
will be feathered, can be found
They
in
sound like
location 8,
stewardesses and shit.
and cameras
It's
are
too
currently
scripted, man.
Too scripted.
It's too scripted.
They're faking another one.
Yeah, so as I was...
Y'all been hoaxed
again.
again.
Suit doffing in work. We see that the cameras are off, and we can do on-orbit activation.
Yes, I want to remove that. I don't know. I'm trying to like capture this thing. Not a browser source. It's a window capture.
And Dragon, also
I
at your
believe.
convenience, if you can confirm the gas detectors are off location 14.
Welcome.
Okay, so what's going on at this point is Bob and Doug now have the opportunity to take their suits off. This is referred to as doffing.
Oh, they're gonna get naked.
As
Hell
donning
yeah!
actually
This is
putting
what I
the
was
suits
really
on.
waiting on.
They'll
Naked
actually be able to
astronauts.
remove those suits at
Let me
this
see
time,
your ass,
get a little bit more comfortable
astronauts.
in the cabin, and
Or
they'll
not.
be getting those suits
Or
back
not.
on,
Or not.
when they get
Frontal
closer
is
to the
fine,
International
too.
Space Station. Like I was saying before, I highly encourage you all to check out the simulation that we have online.
I
where
highly
you can
encourage
test out
you
your
to
skills
check out
at
that
steering
situation,
Dragon
too.
and docking it to the International Space Station. That
Something
website
is
is
just all about wrong on this, man. I can't believe that it's
sim.spacex.com.
not letting me do
And
that.
like I said, you can
So I'm
you
gonna
can
have
test
to
your
go
own
like
skills
this,
at
watch.
flying
This
Dragon.
is the only way I'll
And
be
Dragon
able to do
SpaceX,
it.
one additional note, no need to reply.
gonna
I have to go dark
but
for a
the
second.
next burn will be the
He's gonna
boost
go
burn,
dart for a second, everybody.
and that's in about 1 hour and
He's
23
going dart.
minutes per your timeline.
He's darting. He's going darting. Well, I'm still having to figure this thing out, so.
Yeah,
maybe if I call some help from the
give
rancher, let me
the Crew
call
Dragon
some help
docking demonstration a try.
from
It's
the
a lot
rancher
of fun. It gives you a pretty
and
good
see,
appreciation
if
of
he
just
can
how
actually help
difficult
me
it is
find it.
to fly and maneuver in space when you're not just thinking about
Why do you put
going
neon
forward
in it?
and backward. You have every axis imaginable that you have to worry about. Took me a couple of tries. I know those first couple
And
I
let
got
the
impatient
cyborg
and
guy
flew
find
in
it.
way too quickly.
Yeah.
And then one time started to spin pretty wildly out of control. So
That's what
it's probably
I
a good thing
need.
I'm down here and
I
they're up
need
there. But
my
it's a lot of fun to check out.
Yeah, I was also really
Where is it?
surprised
There you
that
go. My
how
fat
many
head needs to look for it.
levels
There
of
we go.
control
Oh, this is gonna
there
be
are,
funny.
and how difficult it is to actually get them all to work in sync at the right speeds.
Yeah.
Of everyone that I've spoken to that has tried it out first, it's unanimous. Everyone went too fast the first couple tries. I was the
Right,
same.
so try to
Although
bring
by
up
my
a
third or fourth
video
try, I'm
capture
happy to say that my
window.
decades of Star Fox 64
Display
training finally
capture.
paid off, and I did. I managed to dock to the
Add
station after
source.
practicing a few times.
SpaceX Dragon. Check.
Right.
And Dragon, you were a little broken, but I did copy you.
I had to go to
out here
display
on the,
capture so
cabin
that
mic.
way you could see
Loud
all
and
what's
clear on
going
the cabin
on.
mic.
So I'm gonna put display capture behind the snap cam at least, so
Okay,
that
then.
way you can see us.
We have either same.
Behind the snap cam. There you go.
Well, with that first burn nominal and out of the way, the next one coming up in a little over an hour and 20 minutes from now, the next thing we're really going to be looking forward to is this manual free flight. So as we've said quite a bit, Crew Dragon is designed to fly fully autonomous, meaning the spacecraft does all of the navigating and burns to the station all on its own.
You're
There are
watching
manual
right
override
now
controls, though,
my
on the
actual,
spacecraft that enables the astronauts to step in, take control should any issues arise. And to test out those
Display.
controls, Bob and Doug are about to do the first of 2 planned manual maneuvers inside Dragon.
So they'll be using the touchscreen controls that we've seen at various points in the webcast.
figured it out.
The crew display panel, and they'll practice putting Dragon in what's known as LVLH attitude. LVLH, or local vertical, local horizontal configuration, means that they'll use Earth itself as a guide and reorient Dragon with the nose cone pointing forward and the bottom of Dragon, and at the bottom of Dragon, at least from where Bob and Doug are sitting, the
Look at
Earth will
that.
be
I look
directly
like
below them.
the
So
corner
think
of a
it
Disney
as,
Channel going
they'll
like
basically
this.
be putting Dragon in the same orientation as an airplane flying over Earth.
And they'll be taking this manual control, but they'll stop one step before
Look at that.
actually
So much people
sending
are
the
gonna do
command
what I do.
of their attitude adjustments to
They're gonna
Dragon's
do what
flight
we're
computer.
doing today.
So
You know
the
that?
flight computer itself is still going to continue
We're setting
flying
standards
Dragon, and as soon as they're
for
done,
tomorrow.
they'll hand control back over. The flight
What is
computer
that, mushrooms?
will reorient Dragon, and it will continue on its
You
way.
had a few?
It's going to fly in a whole bunch of different attitudes on the way up to station.
No,
Unlike
did you
the
just
space
take a
station,
few?
The space station pretty much only flies in that LVLH. It's pretty much always going the same direction. But that's because it's got very big joints for the solar arrays to rotate around. For Dragon, they'll have to maneuver the trunk to charge the batteries, maneuver to sometimes communicate with the different satellites, depending on which antennas they're using. And so this LVLH will just be a test for this manual flight test.
Exactly. Like we said before,
Oh.
there is that simulation online where
Right.
you can check it out
So-
for yourself.
All right, so I'm gonna show Angel this thing and see what he thinks about it, or not. I don't think.
As long as it's not something naked.
I don't think. I'm gonna switch us out here. Ah.
Yeah.
Arr. Our Angel's big head. That's cool. All right. Oh, so this will only do one, so you can like steal it. Oh no, you can't. Where is it? Oh, here we go. All right, guys. I'm showing you this thing. You're gonna be the first ones to see it. All right. Wait, because you're capturing this thing in like real time. I don't do that. How do you do this? There you go. So that way I can do that. What? Something like that. All right. You ready, Angel? He needs some time to dart. He's darting.
I'm darting.
He's darting. You dartner? Are you a dartner? Did you dartin? Hey, wait a minute. I can freaking do something with this. Hold on. I just realized that. Boom, I forgot. I'm going to totally clip this out.
Whoa.
Get it where it needed to be. There we go.
What happened to...
Now we're like Mystery Theater 2000. All right. So I'm wait. Am I seeing the whole thing, though? I don't really want to cut out the whole section. All right. Let's play. Look, you're watching... It looks like they're watching a video already because we got like the play button and stuff down there already. We are the video. You're playing the video. You're playing the video right now. All right.
You're welcome.
Here we go. Yeah, this go. This went down. It's called. See, look, that part is just. It's not in the frame. So that means I gotta smallin this thing up a little bit. So that way
you gotta smallin it up a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. Now it's got everything in there. All right. So this one right here is called the Dry Bed Festival.
Dry Bed Festival.
It's supposed to actually.
No sex.
It's actually supposed to be the Dry Lake Bed Festival. And it's not really the actual title. The guy who put this event together, the guys, they haven't given me the official title to this. I'm just a part of this event. I did not organize the event, although...
Well, you know, the whole thing really was only supposed to be about like 15 or 20 people. We're all going to get together to jam out to test our friends' generator and equipment and stage setup. And then one thing led to another. People started finding out about it, and a whole drum circle of probably at least like somewhere between 60 and 100 people were just there all of a sudden. And like we were like, okay, now it's a drum circle and a show. So we really got like a full run out of it in a way. But they also said that they didn't even set everything up that they had.
Yeah. So just to let you know, all of these events took place before the coronavirus lockdown. So if you see a lot of people together, it was before the lockdown happened.
Don't lie. Don't lie on camera like that. This happened like a week ago.
Damn! I could just say that. I say it. All right, so here it goes. Here it goes. Wait, hold on.
Breaking the law.
All
Whatever
right.
it is.
Wait. Here, we should watch. Oh, it's only got one. Got one. I thought it was going to
What happened to our faces?
There we go.
I love these helmets.
All right. Here we go. This is the movie or show.
Oh, I remember seeing those people riding around as I first got there.
That was Job them. They brought motorcycles.
Yeah.
You like that bass drop? Tell me the footage. Cool. This camera footage isn't clean, man.
Yeah, your camera does well out there.
Wow, watch the night footage.
Now, were you focusing or is it automatically focusing?
I forgot to even focus. I just pulled it out the bag, and it's doing its thing.
I can relate. See, this was before I even got there. Everything was still getting set up. Oh yeah. There's those drums right there belong to Richard.
What drums? Oh,
the ones that were way off to the side. I think at least. Oh no, they were drums to that drums. He does have some silver drums though. He gets there later.
Watch this.
Oh yeah, the flamingo trash can. Hey, there's Rashawn.
You want to watch this like we're watching movies watching it?
Is that the Red Rider? Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, I exposed them.
Was this when you were like recording, but it wasn't recording audio?
Yeah, no,
You didn't get audio the whole night?
No, the whole night because, like I said, I didn't. I pulled it out.
So much is ruined.
Yeah, truly. But no, I hope to catch the vibe and the visual. You know what I mean? At least you were there, so you have to. You can imagine.
This is cool, and they do set up more lights later too.
The lights were dope.
Yeah, it was hella fun.
I was like, dude, you're doing a great job with the light. You're killing it.
Yeah, they did a lot of work to make all this look cool, man. They really did put a cool thing together. I'll tell you what.
Look up.
This is a prime opportunity to insert some Gnashing songs as background music.
We know. We know.
Because Gnashing was there. We did like 9 songs.
That's why I said it's not complete. They're catching the really first element of this. You guys are catching a pre-release of something. It doesn't even have a title.
That sky looks so cool up there. Out in the lake bed, the sunrise in the morning is one of my favorite things. Oh, were you using the steady thing when you did that?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is legitimately how Las Vegas gets down with drum circles. You just have so many people, so many drums. And then this isn't usually at a drum circle.
No.
The two things really were not supposed to happen at the same time, but
No.
they did, and honestly, I'm happy with it. 'Cause
I
we
was
had
happy with it.
Half a concert, half a drum circle. That was really cool.
We had a festival.
And it definitely wasn't the first time something like this had happened. We just weren't expecting it to happen this night. But I'm cool with it.
I was like, all we needed was the artist. That was the only thing that was missing. Dropping some freaking art around in the place.
Yeah. I'm sure there will be the next time around.
Oh, yeah.
There, I love your camera catches that very well. I have my GoPro, but my GoPro doesn't capture these quite as well.
I know, that's why I paid
It does
the
a pretty
money
good
for
job.
it.
It doesn't do terribly. It's really not a camera designed for night footage.
No, this one right here was designed for that, and I was like, I looked at the queen and I said, look, I'm buying this. And she's like, I understand. And we went and bought it.
Rocking out. My long-haired ass. I can always tell when not 100% of gnashing is there because the stage isn't completely filled with human bodies.
Yeah.
we have so many members, bro. I think we were only missing Kyra and Sam.
Look how much is going on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we had Mario Kart projected on the side of the RV. They set up so much cool shit, dude.
Right.
So much fun was happening that night.
Dude, I really gave a lot of credit to the guy who took the time to put all this lighting. The lighting was dope, and Jesse them got some great lights, which complemented the fire pit, because it gave depth and size.
I'll be right back.
For sure. All right. Look at that. Look what was going on. Dancing, chilling. Like, you could be who you wanted to be up there. Burners. So much. That went down. That went down. Yeah. Oh, it's chill. It's chill. Look at the lighting, man. This camera right here did a great job with the low lighting, with that lens that it's on. Man, great job. Oh, joining me in the DJ booth right here. Oh man, I just had a sick set, man. Look at that. Look at that. That's how I end it.
DJ Space Jam.
All right. All right. So I'm a be that guy. I'm gonna be that guy today.
What guy?
That guy who brings back
guy?
content. Who brings back content.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
You left off at like halfway, I think. So I'm gonna bring it back.
Word.
Because I'm gonna be that guy. I like that little DJ set I was having, so I want to play that again. So you must have saw that part.
Yeah, I saw up to here.
Okay. Oh yeah, we're right up. Right, I'm making like I'm doing something, and you're my co-DJ. Woo! Man, he totally looked like it. She's totally doing it. We just met her that night.
Yeah, she said she was new to the Vegas scene. She only been around for like a year. I'm like, dude, you're gonna fit right in. You throw fire and shit. That band sucked.
That band totally sucked. They were terrible.
Especially the guitarist.
Oh man, that singer. Oh shit. They had a hot babe though singing. That band definitely. He was playing blues, dude. Earlier.
I love that 5-string bass.
Oh, these faces. I feel like I need to bust out this dude for this music. This makes so sense. Wait, where is he? Before the music stops, I gotta get it. Right here.
Oh god.
These guys belong.
The soda does not match the music. The space helmets match.
How about this then? Here we go. Oh wait, there's only one? Oh, it sucks.
You do kind of look like a raver.
I thought it was gonna have two. Oh, maybe we need these.
That's it.
I thought they would have they would be more connected with the faces. Oh yeah, the rave helmets definitely are the business though. That's a terrible band.
They own it.
Go check them out at Gnashing Vibes, any media platform. I'm receiving.
Oh, that's on your thing. I was like, that's not my phone.
I'm receiving incoming call. No, not at this very moment. I am freaking declining. Oh. Right there. Wait, you gotta.
That was a cool shot. We're such a groovy band. Just the way that we move around. That was fucking cool. Whatever that shot was. Hey, it's girlfriend. Girlfriend is the name of the dog.
Yeah.
Who doesn't know?
Look at that video though. Like, there's very minimal grain, and there was zero light here. Just whatever the fire was providing, and those lights. Wow. It looks very cinematic.
Tommy.
Too bad that
Namaste.
that bike got a flat tire by the end of the night.
Did it? That would be the place, bro. You know, there's literally nails all over the lake bed that people have left there, like rusty ass nails.
Why?
I really do not encourage people to barefoot that land just because of all the hazards people have left on it. But you know,
look,
where humans go, trash is where. Oh yeah, I'm glad you got that on camera. I remember when you walked up and said that you gave it away. I thought you like gave it to somebody, and you were like, "No, it's on the fire." And I looked over, I was like, "Your amp's on fire." You're like, "And the guitar." I was like, "Damn, you really gave it away."
Yeah.
Did anybody keep any part of that? I thought about taking the metal rim of the speaker.
I brought the metal rim home, and then after I decided not to keep it, I forgot. It was going against the reason why I got rid of it in the first place.
I almost grabbed that myself. I pulled it out of the fire so it would cool down.
Oh, did you pull it out of the fire?
Yeah, but when I left, I didn't take it with me, and I thought about it, and I was like, nah, I really want to go back for it. I just thought it would be funny to bring it to rehearsal one day. Just be like, hey, amp boy, that one time.
Let's connect this amp.
Plug in this new amp I got.
Man, look at that.
That was a dope night, man.
For me, being a videographer and stuff, it was like videographer material all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, you almost couldn't get a bad shot. It's like wherever you pointed, there was going to be something interesting.
Yeah. That's a lake bed event for sure. Everywhere you look, something interesting.
That's a dry bed.
That's what. That's the dry bed party. That's what happens when you give people a space to be themselves.
Yeah.
Just relax and have fun.
Like we said, I didn't get the name of the actual festival from the organizers who put it together. It was a dry run. So
a dry rub.
Yeah, it was a dry run. So however
on a dry
it went down,
bed.
That's how it went down. Hey, I have my brother Angel right here, the Sky Kid. He's over
Ignoring
here
you
just
all on my phone.
Yeah, he's over there
being
darting.
modern.
He's darting. Oh, being modern.
Being modern.
Modern.
And I'm darting.
There was a scene where they did that in one of those movies, and the dudes, don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. And then they were like next to each other. He grabs his cell phone. He dials the guy's beeper next to him. The guy picks up his beeper, checks it, gets his cell phone because he needed both of them, right? And he calls the cell phone back, and they're right next to each other. He's like, "Yeah, bro, you ready to go out?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go." But it was an expression of having money at the time, because if you could use your cell phone at the time for an amount of time, that means you had $3 a minute.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
For status symbols that people are always reaching.
All right, guys, you're always used to me running things and stuff like that. I think I recorded the show, and I got all the footage I need to record so I can come back and do edits and stuff like that to make my little spots. But right now, we got the Sky Kid in the house right here. We're gonna let him take controls of the controls and direct whatever you guys are gonna be seeing from this point. So that
I don't
way,
really have an interest in doing that. I just wanted to see the launch. Talk some stuff about it.
Well, that's cool. All right. So everybody, I think what we're gonna do right now is, oh wow, I can do that right here. Wait, where's the else thing? Right here, right here. I can do one of these things, right? Or it's like one of these.
Somebody's killing Amboy, and I'm standing by and not stopping.
All right, so we're gonna go and get into something else. Thank you for watching the launch with us.
Yeah, that was fun.
I hope you guys had some education and some not education.
And some laughs
stuff.
And giggles,
some laughs.
and some interest sparked.
I hope we gave you some frustrations.
Yeah.
I mean,
hives.
We have to get under somebody's skin.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm here to be your eczema.
Yeah.
This show
that.
is about getting under your skin. So basically, if we irritate you, then we're doing our show correctly. And as a fan or a streamer, you are streaming correctly, right? Right?
I guess so.
It's like, I want to watch something irritating. I'm going to turn on Amboy Studio. That dude's irritating. Oh, what does he talk about? Irritating shit.
Irritating shit.
It's like, that's all he do. It's so irritating. But you know what? Like, honestly, like, there's so much things out there that people are watching because they are irritable about it or, like, conflicted with the issue. That's why they watch it. They don't watch it in full with the video. They watch it in opposition to see what the opposition is going to say.
Right.
Man.
That addiction to drama.
That is crazy. Yeah. I don't like watching drama. I don't even watch drama on the TV. Hell no.
Too much for my psyche.
I go to Netflix. See, I can edit this in now. I go to Netflix. Wait. I can edit it in now. Let me do my commercial right now.
Commercial on the Google homepage.
Yeah. And once again, let's do that.
Live from the Google homepage. Didn't pay a cent to do it.
Didn't pay a cent to do it. We live from the Google homepage. Wait, hold on. I gotta record this. So, ready? Once again, live from the Google homepage. This is Amboy Studio with the Sky Kid. I'm Amboy. Man, live from the Google page.
Live from the Google page.
Look at that.
Didn't pay to be here.
Hey, everybody. We're the first ones on the Google page. Yeah, look, they're after us now. They're after us. Hey, this is Google. You guys get off of our page. It's a Google page. Oh, yeah. And then, so anyway, we want to make sure that you know that Amboy Stream was also brought to you by Netflix. Well, it wasn't brought to you. We're actually bringing Netflix to you.
Yeah.
There we go. This is my family.
You don't look like any of those people.
This is me right here. That's my profile. Oh,
yo, I was watching that the other day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Controversy, huh?
Fucking gross.
What the hell
was he killed?
I'm thinking, what the hell was I was supposed to be here to click on something, in all honesty. I forgot what the hell I was clicking.
The president is creating a new
Maybe if I go back to here, I can remember what it was supposed to be. We're talking about something. Oh, yeah. Here is
United States military.
A Netflix commercial, everybody. Go watch Netflix. Oh, wait.
You're getting a video
I
call.
am getting a video call. And it is, no, not at this very moment. I'm doing my Netflix commercial. Hey, this is Amboy, and I'm right here, and I'm doing a Netflix commercial. This is the behind the scenes. All right, take one. Welcome to Netflix, everybody. Oh, the mask came off. Try it again. Take two. Everybody, this is Amboy Studio. I'm Amboy. This is the Sky Kid, and you're watching Jeffrey Epstein, Filthy Rich.
Look.
Look at that. The head's got money in it.
Space money.
Space money. All right, so we did our commercial right there. All right, so we got the commercials on the way. I like
something happening here.
Being on a Google page, though.
Oh yeah, there's just something about this space.
Hey guys, this is my new background. This is my new
broadcasting.
Yeah, don't watch me on Facebook. Don't watch me on YouTube. Don't go watch me on Google's front page.
Have you ever heard of Blackle?
Blackle? No what?
Swear to God, watch this.
All right.
I don't remember how long ago this happened. Look, it's just black Google, and the whole point is to make your screen use less energy.
Really?
It's an energy saving project. They made this like many years back. It's literally the exact same thing, except instead of a white background, it's a black one.
I was this years old when I figured this out. All right, let me take that shot. I was this years old when I found out this was Blackle right there.
It's
all
just
right.
Google on a different background.
Can we go to the dark web off of Google? Like, is that possible? Like
Probably.
Like if we searched right over here, well, man. I hate when the mouse does not comply. The mouse is standing up against the rights. Dark
Standing up to its oppressor.
Web.
You don't move me.
Yeah, you
I'm
don't
my
move.
own mouse.
What's the dark web and how to access it? Well, apparently you can't just go on Google. We tried it. You can't just go on Google and access it. I tried to punch in dark web.
Access it in 3 easy steps.
All right.
Turn your computer on.
All right.
2, go to Google.
What's the dark web
3,
and how to
search how.
Where? Did you see right here? Wait. First, how to access the dark web safely.
I like these guys. You got to get there safely.
The main
Do your dark
gateway to
shit
the dark web
with a seatbelt on.
is the Tor browser. This is an encrypted network of volunteer relays around the world. What is a Tor browser?
I don't know.
Do we have
Not my
such
area
thing?
of expertise.
What is your area of expertise?
Myself. That's about it.
Man, well, apparently for people of my computer knowledge, I cannot get on top of the black web. Now, supposedly, what they say in talks and stuff like that, that getting on the black web is easy. I have not found that to be so. I'm actually not on it right now. I'm trying to get on it.
What?
The black web.
Oh, the black web?
Yeah,
Dark web,
basically what
deep
it's
web.
saying is like I need knowledge, but we can get on Blackle. For sure.
We can search on Blackle.
We can search on
all
Blackle.
day.
Can we search on Blackle? This is going. I'm gonna start promoting it. Does it actually search?
Yeah, it's the exact same thing as Google, just a different background.
All right. So I'm gonna go over here and we're gonna search Amboy Studio.
Look, you got cap locks on. Little A, big M boys.
All right. So I got Amboy Studios Facebook page. It does look like it's in DOS mode almost. You know.
Yeah.
That feeling.
It's very simplified. Black background, so it uses less energy.
This kind of looks like when the web first started up and we were still on dial-up. This is how it looked. You had little GIFs. You didn't have full-on video yet.
You kids these days don't know shit about dial-up. That was the biggest pain in the ass.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Wait, I'm not trying to look up on the Facebook one. Let's go to the Facebook one. Oh, so just the startup though will start like that, and everything else will be like regular stuff. Look, there we are.
Who are those assholes?
Hey everybody!
Golden space helmets.
Yeah, we're on Blackle looking up stuff. Actually, right now, yeah, we're gonna start. I'm gonna start like promoting. Did you put in Blackle?
Blackle, yeah.
All right, guys.
Straight up Blackle.
Now we were on both the Google homepage and now we're live casting from Blackle's homepage. That's right. If you're cool, you're gonna be on the Blackle homepage. You're not gonna be on the normal Google Chrome page. This is the dark.
It's literally the dark web.
This is the dark web right here.
This is the dark search browser.
You want to get to the dark search browser? This is where you go.
Yeah.
All right.
It will not do you any wronger than Google.
No, we will not do you any wronger than Google. In fact, we can't do them any wronger than Google. They got us in control. Damn it. All right. So we're gonna go. You seen the NASA launch with us. You seen what we thought about it.
We interrupted the whole thing. You're welcome.
You are welcome.
That's what's up.
Everything right there you got for free. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's right. This was not a paid advertisement yet. I always like to say that. Look at that. Anyway, because we're doing this. Here, commercial for Blackle. Blackle. That's what's up.
Cheese.
Cheese?
That's what's up. Cheese.
I did say it. This is like Blackle. That's what's up.
Cheese.
Cheese.
Now all I can think about is cheese.
Cheese. It's time for cheese. Oh no, we don't have cheese. But anyway, everybody.
Do you have cheese? Send it to us.
Send
P.O.
us
box.
cheese. Send us elotes with cheese on it.
Yeah.
Don't just send us cheese. Send
P.O.
us
box.
macaroni and cheese. Pizza and cheese.
But separate, because we want to cook it in our own way.
Deconstruct it.
Yeah.
All right, it's been raw, man. And once again, I'm Amboy. This is Sky Kid right there.
I just patted the microphone.
Yeah, so Pharaoh, he was in there, so you can kind of see it, what we look like. Oh no, my makeup is gone. My makeup. Yeah. Oh, He just went haywire. There we go. There we go.
Oh, thank God my beard is back on my hand. I
Yeah.
didn't know what I was going to do without my beard on my hand.
For sure, man. That was a great episode. There's a lot of things. Go look back and in the footage and go look like what we were pointing out, like the divider that they had for social distancing between the two reporters and stuff like that. The conspiracy stuff I was throwing out there about how the flight was photoshopped and stuff.
And don't forget about the part where Google knocked on our door and strangled both of us slightly off camera.
Yes, and
those were not our own hands on our throats.
That's right.
Pretending to be choked. That was Google.
And all the free advertisement that I did for Blackle and Google today. And besides,
Even though they choked us.
Yes.
Even though they choked us.
And we also trademarked the fact that we were the first two guys to ever be on top of the front Google page. There's going to be some guys that's going to come at us and be like, no, we were the first. I'm like, no, we were the first. We did it during this time period during the launch. And we have it recorded. We did it when it mattered. We have it recorded.
We did it when it mattered, and Google made a lot of sales because of us.
That is right.
I don't know if that's good for the world.
Look how much.
It's good for Google.
Because of our broadcast, look how much viewers they had on their live feed. We're out, everybody. We're probably gonna go and work on some music, or go home and not work on some music. So whatever. We're just gonna do whatever.
We're gonna be not here distracting you.
Yes. Thank you for your time. You can have your life back now. Oh wait. Do I need to trigger off this? I should.
Beats my ass. I'm new at this.
With sound.
Ish.
No. There we go. Wait. I am just totally messing this up. But then again, it wouldn't be my show if I did that.
Oh yeah, this is classic.
Classic.
Amboy action right here.
It is raw. I did say it was raw. And you have been watching the Littee Committee.
The Littee Committee.
Yeah, we had my special guest right here. And everybody else, sorry that you wasn't on feature that much, so I'm just going to go around the horn and I'm going to give a shout out to all my fellows out there. Shout out to the Pharaoh, of course. Where are you? Oh, I guess they're mad at me. They're all mad at me. Watch
mad at you, bro.
the next episode.
It's because of the Blackle ad and the Google ad.
It's their thing.
They're scared to be on our broadcast.
That's right. If you've been watching the Littee Committee, everybody, and for sure, we're going to shut up now and we're going to be out. We're ending the stream on 3.